This is the URT. You are the URT. Welcome to the URT. Big up the URT, people. Smash a like. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, people. We're not doing that well. We're not feeling well. We've got horrible coughing fits. But we're here. Big up to every one of you. Yeah, lots to discuss. Loads to discuss. Loads and loads and loads to discuss, people. Manchester United being put into disrepute again, owned by clowns, people that don't know what the F they're doing. And yeah, Amorim was sacked. Bear with me for a minute. Sort this out properly. Amorim was sacked, and you know the rest. You know the rest. But yeah, big up to everybody. Please smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Yeah. Big up and love everybody. Yeah. I hope you all well. And last we're having you. It's been a very, very interesting time for Manchester United. Big up Saeed for the raid. Appreciate Saeed for the raid. Big up Saeed for the raid. Big up Saeed for the raid. People, yeah. So people on this community, we keep it 100% on this channel. We tell it as it is. And we've told you about who Ineos are. We've told you years about the Glazers. There they are both. Yeah, we told you that this is a clown fest. And now the latest breaking news is that Ollie's at the wheel. Ollie was a Glazer puppet, and now Ollie is gonna get the opportunity to be an Ineos puppet now. So Ollie was already a Glazer puppet, and now he's gonna get the chance to be another puppet again. And so to keep the smiles on people's faces till it goes wrong, and then we're back to the circle. The cycle goes on. They'll hire somebody else, then we'll get another somebody. They won't back him properly, and then there'll be a fallout, and then they'll sack him. And that's what it is. This is what we are, because the club is not set up to try to win things. This club is set up on PR and fakeness, and they overpromise and underdeliver. That's what they've done all their time, and that's what they will continue to do all the time. So that's why we've been, people. That is where we are, and that's where we've been. This is Manchester United. It's a circus. It's a circus full of clowns. And this channel was all set up to speak the truth about what's going on at this football club. I told Saeed on a straight jacket 2 weeks ago about how now the news come out is that Jim Ratcliffe is telling Amorim what formation he should play, what system he should play. You know what I mean? Like what system he should play. They promised him players. They promised that he was going to be a manager. They promised these things and then they negate on it. Now, you can put that to a side. You can 100% put that to a side. You can feel however you want to feel about Amorim. But the way that he's been treated, and then when he tells the truth about the way he's treated, he gets a sack. Now, I never wanted Amorim. I was never a big fan of him. The videos on this channel, as a community, we did that analysis. We said this guy vacates the midfield, doesn't really play through midfield. And this five at the back distance was never going to permanently work for Manchester United. Manchester United can go back five for certain games. Ollie did that. Ollie did that. That's what Ollie did. Back fives. He back fived it. Low block, back tied it all the games against City. That's how we beat City. We used to sit in all compact and then hit people on the counter. But yeah, but this channel and this community kept it 100% with you guys. We kept it 100% truth with you guys. That's what we did on this channel. That's what we've always done, and we're going to keep it 100%. Ineos, like the title says, Ineos project to protect Glazers has failed. And if nobody's telling you that, then I don't know why they're not telling you that. Ask yourself the question, why are these other YouTubers not telling the truth about the football club? Why is the media not telling the truth about Ratcliffe, this clown here, and going to bed with those guys? Why is nobody talking about? Why is they all getting excited about who the next manager is? Like, you're just programmed, conditioned to have this kind of brainwashing where you think new toy, new toy, new toy. But it's the same cycle. Same cycle. This is not serious. This is a clown fest. This is a clown fest. This is a clown fest. Yeah, Trebs, I'll send you the link now. Big up. This is a clown fest. And people want something different. What are we doing here, people? What are we doing? What are you doing? This is Manchester United is a clown fest. And this is where we're at. I've been ill past couple of days. And I didn't even do a match reaction to I didn't do it with the boys. So yeah. Yeah, I didn't do the show. Big up to Bumbaye who covered for me. And big up to all the boys who jumped on and did what they needed to do. But yeah, it is what it is, people. It is what it is. This is a clown fest. Ain't nothing gonna change. And the fans are too cowardly to take up. So they want to scapegoat. So they want to believe that all of it was all Amorim's fault. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Jamie. But yeah, so this is where we're at. Big up to King Soul, big up Jamie, big up all the mods. Evening, everyone. Nuruddin, I hope you're feeling better. Ollie appointed, I think it's underwhelming fans on Monday, British media across Sky Sport, BBC cussing Ineos. So that's good. At least some of the fans, though, the ones who are not the ones on social media, a lot of people on social media are they're all part of it. Especially some of these big channels. Do not trust any of them. If any of them are supporting the Glazers or Ineos. Yeah, man.
Yes.
Big up.
Big up, man. What you saying?
Yeah. Ollie's at the wheel.
Yeah, man. Ollie's at the wheel.
About that?
Yeah, of course, man. Ollie's my guy. Listen, I'm going to be very honest. Yo, Nuruddin, I may have to come off Twitter, bro. Because what you know the behind you, that rat, yeah. That fucking cunt's getting protected. Oh my god, the amount of Ineos propaganda, Ineos nonsense, Jim the Rat, this and that. You know what I mean? Oh my god, I just don't have words, man.
Who are the people protecting him? What are they saying?
They're
By the way,
saying
you've got me on in the background. Can you turn me off?
Say it again.
You might have. Do you have me on in the background?
What? I don't know how to do.
Did you have the stream? Did you have the stream on? Can you turn it off? Were you watching me on YouTube? If you have, turn it off.
You come back again. 1 second.
Yeah, it's all good. Us back to goal shows how far we've fallen. Watch the fans start chanting Ollie's at the wheel in his start notes and giving him a new contract. I do not trust his fan base. Well, yeah, this is the fan base a part of it. The fan base a part of it. But yeah. So Amorim was sacked not because of the results, not because of the shit football he was playing. Amorim was sacked because he was sacked because he told the truth about.
Is it better now? No,
yeah, it's a lot better. Yeah, he told the truth about Ineos, and he told the truth about the football club.
Do you know what?
That's why he was sacked.
Do you know people think he was sacked because of the result based?
No, he wasn't sacked because of
he wasn't sacked because of that. He was sacked because he called them out. And do you know what? As much as I gave him shit, yeah, I'm absolutely glad he called them out. They need to call it out. Jose called them out. Van Gaal didn't call them out till they get sacked. Ragnick called them out. Who else called them out? You know what I mean? They need, I don't know, man. They need calling out, man. Honestly, I don't know how they get away with it, man. But yeah, as I was saying earlier on, Ineos propaganda, Ineos prop. I think they are living in a cuckoo land, Mr. Structure, because me and you, we were never sold on these bastards. From the get-go, I've known Jim as a light. Even Talksport, where I don't even listen to our cooking them. That's how bad it is. Yeah. Imagine Talksport saying that Jim does not hear. He's only here for business purposes. He doesn't have a fucking clue.
Yeah. I mean, how did you feel about the sacking when you heard?
You know what? Listen, I'm not gonna lie. It's a decision we made. Yeah, cool. Deserves to be sacked in my eyes. But however, it's very important. I don't trust them because the names that we're linked with, Oliver Glasner, they like him. You know what I'm saying? This is a manager that I've already said this probably would be most likely be the new manager. You know what I'm saying, innit? And to me, I just don't trust him. Earlier on today, I had to see a lot of tweets. Enrique wants a new challenge. Oh, bring him. You think for a second that Luis Enrique is going to come to this shower show and work with these inbred cunts, these parasites, these fucking bankers, which you call. You think he's going to work with them? When he said to us, Nuruddin, are you talking to me about April Fools in 2021 about Man United? You think Luis Enrique is going to come here to work with these guys? Yeah. I like to know what fucking crack you smoke, mate. I don't even think you smoke weed. I like to know what fucking crack you smoke. What you think he's gonna come here to ruin his reputation? Oh my god, bro. I just don't like these myth by United fans always looking for the shiny new toy, you know. I swear to God, it's been things like that. Look, I'm people think why am I not gas over the moon? I've called Amron out numerous of times on your platform, but I'm here saying it's not gonna change anything. You know who he's still owned by? Glazers and Ineos. See, I'm coming from Northern. I think he's gone.
Yeah.
You know who we owned by?
Yeah, man. Listen, at the end of the day, it is what it is, man. Big up DMs. Kadeem is telling me to check my DMs. 1 second. Go ahead, Ed. But yeah, are you relieved that he's gone? That Amorim's gone?
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'll be more relieved. Yeah, I'll be more relieved. Yeah, yes, I am relieved. I'll be more relieved if Ineos and Glazers gone, but that's not happening anytime soon. Do you see me? I'm not on this thing about ownership is an issue. How many people are coming to and telling you the manager is not just the issue, it's the owners? Yes, he deserves to be sacked, but the bigger problem that you have is these two upstairs and these fucking barbarians, the parasites. That's the main issue. And bruv, you know what? What can we do, man? If Arsenal win the league this year, already, that means we're the only team that have not won the league. Leicester City won the league 2016, Chelsea 2017, 2018 Man City, 2019 Man City, 2020 Liverpool, 21 Man City, 2022 Man City, 23 Man City, 24 Man City, Liverpool 2025, Arsenal potentially 2026. When are we gonna fucking tackle these lot and tell them you lot don't deserve to? You know our fan base, Nuruddin, yeah, and I'm not speaking for you because I know what you and I've watched you do a lot to get them out. These fucking fan base there, they don't do absolutely fuck all about this shit. They do fuck all, bro. And this is why we are where we are right now. Because I have to see Arsenal win the league, bro. It's because when you watch it, it's on TV. And for Arsenal, bro, it's potentially their year. I don't think Man City are going to win the league because Man City are declining, fell off. They've got no defense. The whole of their back line, half of the back line is injured. Ruben Diaz out for 6 weeks. John Stone's still injured. Do you know what I mean? Guardiola, I don't know how long he's out for. This is the problem. Like, it's embarrassing, bro. It's embarrassing. And what do we have to show for it? People thinking managers will change. Brother, you've been sack manager till you find the right one. All right. Yeah, that's the case. Fair enough. I agree with you. Who the fuck's the owners?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the Nuruddin. When you asked them that question on Spaces, because I've seen it earlier on the Spaces, they didn't answer. They stuttered. They didn't give you an answer. Yeah.
Listen, 1 second.
Yeah.
Big up to Paul. Paul, Tom's not been on the channel for years now. We've not heard from Tom for ages, but we hope that he's well. We've not heard from Tom for a very long time. We hope that he's well. Go ahead, Jobs.
Yeah. When you ask, big up, guys, big up. When you ask them, Nuruddin, yeah, about the real life problems at Manchester United, all they're gonna tell you is manager. Brother, listen, nobody's disputing that this manager deserves to be sacked or not. We're not disagreeing with that. Yeah, we're not disagreeing with that. We're actually agreeing with it. But the fact of the matter is, the energy is more on fucking the manager than the owners. I've you know my Twitter account. I've got thousands, yeah. I'm sarcastic to say billions of tweets, yeah, of me calling out the Glazers and Ineos because I see the bigger problems. But everybody wants to ignore that. Everybody wants to ignore that. They still believe in this Alex Ferguson era. We can win the mate. You can bring Mbappe, prime Mbappe, not Mbappe. Sorry, my bad. Mbappe is a good player. Prime Neymar and prime Messi. You are not winning the league with these fucking owners. Get that in your fucking fix. The day they get removed and we bring proper footballing people in and we bring better owners in, it doesn't have to be state. I tell you many times, it doesn't have to be state owned. It just has to be an owner that gives a fuck, that's going to clear the depth and it's going to put us right where we want to be. But at this moment of time, is Jim the Rat has lied to you several occasions. He's been caught out on national TV lying. He will continue to lie. He is a politician. I said it. Jim is a politician. Yeah, he knows exactly how to manipulate. He knows exactly the timing of the manipulation. You know, like a stopwatch. The timing of the manipulation. He knows exactly what he's doing. And the majority of the fan base on Twitter that I interact with, that are fucking idiots, are brainwashed by the propaganda and the narrative that he feeds you. Glazers out, Ineos out, all fucking day long.
Yeah. Big up. How you doing? Big up Bombay. How you doing? Big up Bombay for hosting the other night. Too ill to do it. I'm still in a rough place, but I can
feeling any better. Feeling any better?
Yeah.
You're looking a bit
better, but yeah, the other night I was full of fever.
Oh, drink some water, man. Drink loads of water. Drink loads.
Been drinking water, man. Big up, fan. How you doing?
I'm good. Have you got what I've just had for 1 month? Is that what you've got?
Yeah. You had it for a month?
I had it for a month, yeah. I couldn't get rid of it. I tried everything. I not had a cold for about 15 months. And I got it this first week of December. Mm-hmm. And I thought I'd got rid of it. And then the cold came and it felt like it started again. I'm at 80% back to health. But it's taken like 4.5 weeks to shake it off.
Yeah.
It's just a particularly horrible strain of the cold virus, whatever it is. It's definitely a virus anyway. But I'm better anyway.
Yeah. Big up. Pumbaye, give me your reaction. Your boy Amorim's gone. You wanted to give him time.
He's not my boy. You know who my boy is. Nobody wants him but poor guy because he's wearing a wig. But if he comes, it's just going to be quick in and out, flash in the pan, burn, crash and burn. Because they won't ever bring a guy like that. This board.
I told you this long time ago.
Yeah. This board. You know me, man. I'm not on social media. I get secondhand news from you guys on the panel and the people in the comments. You guys pretty much keep me up to date on these affairs. It seems that we had a manager that they broke protocol to get. And Jim said he's getting 3 years. End of. Barada, we've got a genius. And you were right, Dino, when you started to see the language was changing, and I felt it a little bit as well, but you said it. I think it's when it start talking like this, we're starting to crash and burn. That was against Wolves. And it seems like the man is not, promises were made, goalposts have been moved, and he's not prepared to suffer in silence. So he thought, let me get the hell out of here, but I'm not leaving without my door, which is cool, fair enough. And that's what's happened basically. So this board, basically, if you come in as a manager, promises will be made, they may be broken, and if you don't like it, you're getting popped. That's pretty much the precedent that was set here. So how do I feel about Amorim now? I empathize with him. I personally, when I got the news, I was at work. It's about 10 o'clock a.m. I was chatting to a colleague, and he goes, "Have you heard the news?" I thought he was going to tell me America's kidnapped somebody else. He said Amorim's been sacked. I was gutted. First thought, I felt bad. I was like, shit. I was looking forward to getting the players back and maybe going again, because I feel we'd done all right before we lost the players and everybody, got off. And I was definitely wanting to give him to the end of the year, then get the manager. But there we go. Apparently it was Fletcher. Now I'm hearing it's Ollie. So that's pretty much what I've observed about this whole thing.
Big up Carla in the chat, Carla Derbyshire. Big up to everyone that's here. Please smash a like, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. We don't say this with any pleasure, but we kept it. This channel has kept it 100% with you through all these years. We said that Ineos was a vanity project. We said that Glazer and Ineos never going to work in the sense that Jim the Rat is only interested in the stadium and the apartments around the property around Manchester United. And we told you that it's about a new stadium, building it for Beyonce and American football, to be able to go abroad, just like it's happening with Tottenham in that sense. We also told you that the fans will be the ones who have to bear the brunt. We also told you about the ticket prices will go up when Jim comes in. Jim came and sacked people. So Ineos' record is there littered. High price ticket prices, sacking 500 Mancunians, working class people. Like majority of them were on like 30s for 40 grand, 30 grand a year. Majority of them. Sacked loads of cleaners, banned any of them from having any fish or anything or any food. What they're Carrington.
What was the payout? Do you know?
There was no payout. They get compensation. You get what do you call it? A little settlement, severance pay. But that's not no way as the 100 million we've paid to Moyes, to Amorim, to Ten Hag, to
Mourinho got 26. Yeah,
to Jose, and all their coaching staff. So we paid a lot more people their coaching staff.
So a lot more very small amount.
So and Ineos have done what they've done. And I said to you, their football, they don't have a clue. We told you on this channel that they're best in class, best in Scooby-Doo, no clue. We said that to you. We explained the role who Omar Barada was. He was a business guy who was he wasn't even working at City anymore. He was on abroad. He was looking after City's clubs abroad, Girona and these teams. And we told you about who Jason Wilcox was. Jason Wilcox was a guy who worked with youth at City. Then he became a director of football at Relegate Southampton. He was there for 6 months. All of a sudden, he's the greatest, most wise, wisdom guy ever in the world. So they sacked Amorim, and they didn't even have a clue about, before you sack somebody, you need to have some things in order. So you've got things to go there and then. Like you've got a proper plan, and it shows you. They don't have any plan. They dragged Darren Fletcher, who's coaching the under-19. They drag him to take charge for tomorrow. And now they want to bring back Ollie, knowing that how it ended with Ollie. Ollie's football was absolutely crap. First 8 games, they were good. Freedom! Players played with a smile on their face, ran around, scored goals. And we had more talented players in that squad, by the way. We had a lot more talented players in that squad. And then, towards the end, we get whacked right, left and centre. Brentford, we get back. Was it Brentford? No, Watford we get battered. Liverpool, I was at Old Trafford when they beat us 5-0. Like now, all of a sudden, Ollie's the guy who's had one job since he left Manchester United. That was a turkey. If Ollie's such a great, amazing mastermind football guy he is, why is he coming back to Manchester United? It tells you everything. We said that this was a clown show before Ineos were here. Glazers were clowns. Now Ineos are even worse at clowns than the Glazers. And this is what you have as a football club. But majority of the fans, they've had their little meat thrown at them, you know what I mean, for the crowd buying for blood. Yes, Amorim. Ah, yeah. That's what most fans are going to cheer. Because majority of the fan base are sheep, and the rest of them who do Ineos propaganda are bootlickers. But yeah, Irfan, the sacking of Amorim. Are you happy Amorim's gone?
Truthfully, yeah, of course I'm happy. I won't lie, I'm very happy. If it was up to me, I would have sacked him after the Spurs final. I would have sacked him. That's when I said this guy's cowboy. He's complete cowboy. He's just stubborn, immature. I didn't really know that much about him, but I started checking him out a little bit more after that game. And already I've been fed up with the guy since then. I've been fed up because, like I said, you know, I saw the setup.
Can I ask another question quickly? Should he ever had the job at Manchester United if Manchester United was a proper football club?
Well, he would never have got it if Man United were a proper football club. He would never got it. He never got it. Listen, we know that. You see, where I disagree with everybody here, yeah, including yourself, is that, look, do you know, I understand, look, let's just, even if we don't even talk about Amorim a second, right? We can all agree on one thing, that Jim has got Ratcliffe, he's got no prior experience at being successful at a sporting club, making successful sporting. Do we agree on that? He's got no experience. So I'm already on the back foot where I don't expect anything from this guy because he hasn't shown me any previous track record that he knows what to do in football. He knows to do in football. He just doesn't. So I'm already thinking that I don't expect anything from the guy. Now, where I disagree with all you guys is that I try to just not get too emotional. I know it's football, it's a very emotional thing. I've been listening to all the hate, all the goodness. I've been listening to all day yesterday from all different people, different channels, just listening to what the vibe with Man United supporters is. And like I said, I took it all in. I actually made some notes here as well. So look, the way I see this is the sacking was on Amorim himself, right? It was all on him, okay? The discussion was made behind the scenes with Wilcox, maybe with Vivell, about, listen, the system you're playing is unsustainable, okay? The articles came out, even Simon Stone, I told you where he's going to prepare to change. And he showed little glimpses where he was going to change. And he did it, you know, like I said, I actually watching Man United's midfield compete against Newcastle's midfield in that first half, I was like, okay, look, bro is telling you. And what does he go and do? He goes to Wolves and switches to 5 at the back again. You know, and at the end of the day, you know, Nuruddin, you know, look, you know, we can talk about the manager. We're expecting the manager. We're a vulture capitalist club. That's what we are. We're a vulture capitalist club. But essentially, you have a job.
Well, why hire a guy who plays 5 at the back?
I was just going to say that.
Yeah, because but that's what I'm saying. That goes back to the fact that they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. Nobody, not Wilcox, not Barada, not Ineos. But Nuruddin, look,
how can you accuse us of being emotional?
But I'm going to tell you that. Yeah, but I'm going to tell you then, Nuruddin. Nuruddin, I give you the job. I give you the job of Man United, right? You've got all these bullshit behind you. You know the people have employed you. I haven't got a clue about football. But they've got this.
I could never take it. I could never take that.
No, but I'm telling you, I bet you could do a job than most of the managers. I'll tell you that now, right?
I could never take the job when I know people you're working with don't have a clue, and they're the ones who are the decision makers at a football club.
But Nuruddin, companies around the world that have managed to build success. I work with so many people that works in corporate works, individual companies, private capital, whatever. I've come across them all my life. I hear it all the time. The Cowboys run the group. This is vulture capitalism. This is neoliberalism. Look, one thing you got to give the guy Ratcliffe. He knows about business, whether you like it or not. Look, Nuruddin, let me just read out something. Yeah. What was
Nuruddin, I've got work tomorrow. Big up. I'm going to sleep.
Yeah. Big up.
Big up, guys. Big up,
Take care.
fun.
All the best.
Take
Yeah.
care, man.
Good night, Shreds. Take care.
So I'm
night.
just
Good
going to
night,
be
man.
devil's advocate. So Nuruddin, look in let's just do the business talk. So what was it in 2021 to 2022? 115 million lost. Yeah, 115 million pounds lost. 2023 to 2024, 113 million loss.
Is that that's the 2 years of COVID?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. And then, but Nuruddin,
majority of sport and culture all lost.
Sure. Okay. Cool. Sure. So there's a reason. But I'm saying these vulture capitalists are looking at Jim and saying, well, last year, what was it? 30 million pound profit. That's the only thing that matters to these people. The football doesn't mean anything, Nuruddin, because they're not interested in football. Football is just a plaything to make money with.
Irfan, we explain it on this channel through all the time.
That's what I'm saying.
It's about money, and that's why Jim talks about. He says, he doesn't say I'm going to Manchester United need to win big trophies again. He challenge for trophies. He says Manchester United is going to be financially viable, profitable again. That's what he says.
Because that's one thing that we know that he can do. He knows about profiting companies, however means. I mean, you ask me,
but then that. Well, how come they're 18 billion pounds in debt? That's the latest figures of Ineos.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but like I said to you, I don't know. We don't know the ins and outs. Anyone to me becomes a billionaire. You have to do the most amount of dirty shit to get to get a billionaire. Whatever company you own, you've done some dodgy shit to get that. That's just what I believe. Okay, you can't make that kind of money clean. There's no way. You know, it starts backhanders, all kinds of shit, influencing the market, buying back your shares, doing all kinds of shit. This is the filthy worth of vulture capitalism, neoliberalism. But I'm here to talk about Amorim and these clowns. Okay, right? You guys say to me where we disagree is saying. It's not on Amorim, it's on the clowns that appointed him. Correct. But like I said, I give you the job. You are going to do everything as a manager of United to make decisions to make your job work, regardless of how idiotic the people who employed you were. You're going to take this opportunity and try and make it happen. And time again, I watched this guy make rookie mistake like an immature, stubborn guy who would never change again and again and again and again. And like I said, let's be honest, the straw that broke the camel's back was the display against Wolves when he had how many people at the back against the team that had 2 points.
But Irfan, all respectfully, he wasn't sacked because of that.
No, but let me tell you why I think he was sacked. Let me tell you what I think.
He was sacked because of what he said in the press conference.
No, I disagree with that. I'll tell you why.
Irfan, they even came out and said, Irfan, Jason Wilcox today, or yesterday, went to the squad, the whole Manchester United first team squad, and said to them, we had no chance after what he said. We had to let him go. And you know the statement of Manchester United? We can get it up in a minute. It says, reluctantly.
Yeah, no. Yeah, but reluctantly. But that's a PR, that's a spin there. That's a spin.
No, Irfan, they would just, you should say with the manager of Manchester United that we passed ways.
So, okay, Irfan, so can I just say.
They weren't going to sack him. Listen, if they didn't sack him.
You think they weren't going to sack him? No.
No. The only reason why, this is everything that I've watched and I have all the time because I've been in bed ill. The biggest thing, this is what they briefed as well to the journalists.
Yeah.
His record wasn't that great, but they used that as an excuse. But if he kept carrying on, regardless what the result was, he was going to have this job till the end of the season.
Okay, sure. But Nuruddin, let's do his win rate. You know what his win rate was in Premier League?
He took us to 15th last season, and he still
what's his win rate in the Premier League? What's his win rate in Premier League? What's his win rate?
He won 14 games in 14 months.
31.9% win rate.
No, but Irfan,
31.
Irfan, you're missing the point. He's won 14 games in like 14 months or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So that just tells you everything. You don't need to present it all. The point what I'm trying to make to you.
No, but we have to look at both sides. We've got to look at both sides.
Irfan, the stats have always been there. After every draw, every game, every loss, what I'm trying to get across to people, and people, they can just take my point of view or your point of view, any point of view, it's the fact that he wasn't going to get sacked. And Wilcox explained that to the squad. He said, we don't know what happened to him, why he lost his head. And what's come out now is that they asked him to play a different formation.
Yep.
And Jim Ratcliffe said, you need to go to a back four.
Yeah.
And then they were like, okay, maybe you can sign players. And then apparently he spoke to Semenya on the phone or whatever.
Yeah.
And Semenya was like, where would I play? He was like, oh, you'll play in the wing. Yeah. But then Semenya couldn't come. And then he said to them, well, I need more money for players. they said, Semenya's not coming, so we're not going to spend any money this summer.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard quite a few people say that yesterday, Nuruddin. I heard quite a few people. I also heard a lot of people say that the kickoff with Wilcox, the argument on Friday was the final straw. Okay, but Nuruddin, none of us can say for sure. You're speculating. I'm speculating too. All I'm saying is this guy dug his own grave. Regardless of everything you're saying, I can't disagree with what you're saying. He dug his own grave.
Nobody's disagreeing with you. Efan, nobody's disagreeing with you.
Yep.
The only point of disagreement we have here is that when he goes for them to calls them out in public and says to Wilcox, you do your job, and tells Christian Vival, who's the head of recruitment, to do your job, and says, I will do my job. That's when they got sacked. Let me just
Nuruddin, if I work for you though, if I work for you and I call you out, where do you think it's going to go?
If I can prove it, I can prove it. You'll big up everyone in it. You'll big up safe. I can prove it because we had a guy called Ralph Ragnick. Now Ralph Ragnick was an interim manager. Okay, so you just see it out till the rest of the season. He got sacked as an interim. Did he not? Why did he get sacked as an interim? Because he said the team, right, exactly right. So So once you in a press conference say a team needs open heart, so once you start saying to the fans and the public media, these interviews get watched by millions, almost 1 billion people around the world. Just in passing, you'll hear quotes in it, right? Yeah, exactly. There you go. Right, it's whispered everywhere. So if a manager basically is saying to the guys above him, "You do your jobs," we the laymen are saying, or hearing the manager saying, "Oh, he's taking shots at the people above him." Now everyone in the world starts looking at Wilcox, Murta, all these guys that we've had before, Woodward. Once you start looking above them and you're no longer the fall guy, you become the fall guy that day. So on that day, Ralph Ragnick became the fall guy. So that is my proof. I don't know if Nuruddin would like to use that proof, but I'm in the camp that if Amorim just said, "Oh, enough, everything's fine, I don't want to talk about this, it's all good." Like obviously we know it's probably the argument on Friday, but if he doesn't say these words, we know it would have been all right. Because that's what we're saying. I know the win rate, what you're saying is just a fact. We're saying it's speculation, but I'll point to Ralph Ragnick because he's another example of a guy who told the truth, said to the people, like, look, it's above me. This issue is beyond me. Once a manager says this issue is beyond me and we start looking up, that manager goes. So we've seen that.
Can I just say something then? So my memory's obviously not that great. So you know when Ragnick said this, was Ratcliffe in charge?
No, it was the other lot. It's still the Glazers, though.
Guys, I'm not here to disagree with you guys. I hate the Glazers scumbags. I hate every single scumbag. I'm old enough to remember this glory days, even before Ferguson. I know I've watched this club for so long. I'm not disagreeing with you guys, but I'm trying to say, if we want to be smart about analysis, we got to walk in both lanes. We can't just walk in our own angry
the common denominator.
All of us are damaged by watching Man United. All of us are damaged by watching Man United. All of us are.
I'll ask you the question.
We have to stay calm.
Erpan, if it was about results, why didn't he go after Grimsby?
Everton at home. Everton at home. If there was a perfect time, Everton at home.
Nuruddin, what is the first thing I said? Nuruddin, what's the first thing I said? I said, has Ratcliffe showed me that he's got any sporting expertise, decision-making in history? He's got none. So I'm not expecting anything from him. I'm not expecting anything from him. I'm not expecting it from the guys. I'm not expecting. I am saying to you is you've got these cards. You've been given these cards. Use these cards wisely because you're dealing with morons, imbeciles who make decisions above you. Use these cards. Did this guy use the cards wisely? No, he did not. And that's my point. Stop. It's easy to point the fingers at these jokers. We know the jokers. But this guy, this 40-year-old idiot who had the ego of an ocean thinking, yeah, I'm going to do things my way. When the fan base can see that, guys, you're playing it all wrong. Your in-game management is shocking. You are a disgrace of a Man United manager. Yes, your ego's so big. So you dug your own grave. We can talk about all this other shit. We know it all. We know about the scumbag Glazers. I'm trying to explain to you. It's on him, Nuruddin.
But he's a very smart guy, Erpan, because he's collected 10 million.
Yeah, Nuruddin, vulture capitalism. This is if you're in vulture capitalism, you're gonna look. The biggest vulture capitalist scumbag of all is Mourinho. Nobody's got the game down to a tree and taking money. Yeah, he doesn't care.
9 million.
Yeah, whatever. But I'm just saying to Nuruddin, we can't get past the fact.
Ollie got 10 million.
Yeah, but Nuruddin, if you're in this game, even if you're a charlatan or a joker, you can make big money out of this. Many joke managers are making money. That's not my point. My point is this guy, I have no sympathy whatsoever for Amorim. at all. I don't like to see Man United managers get sacked because it makes us look like a joke team. When people forget about us and then we sack a manager and we're that cowboy team, Man United. Look at these jokers. And it's embarrassing for all of us. Nobody likes to see this, Nuruddin. But as I keep saying to you, where I disagree is I'm not going to go to the wider, bigger point, which you're all right to. I'm not disagreeing with you. None of you, what you're saying, I disagree with. But this is on this clown manager. Clown. Egotistical
we all agree.
Maniac. Yeah.
No one's in agreement. No one's in disagreement, though. We all agree that it's Ruben Amorim's fault. Ruben Amorim got sacked. Everyone's in agreement.
And Eski, that's the first thing. That's the point number one. We're having a board meeting. Point number one. That's point number one. Everything else is point number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The whole thing of happening, this thing was on him first and foremost.
We know that. I think the bigger picture. Sorry, go on, Gumbia. Go on.
Can I please just come in a second there on this point?
Yeah. No, Nuruddin, I'm sorry to say.
What should he have done?
It may not have been, Nuruddin, it may not have been, but I'm saying to you is, I as a fan, I'm looking at him. That's all.
Okay.
I'm looking at what you did with the players you had. What did you do? Yeah. And you may have been kept. You guys might be right. You may have been kept till the end of the year because these guys are clown. We know that. But I'm only looking at you because you managed the team. You managed you managed the structure. You managed.
Listen to this then.
You manage all that. And that's why I'm so sympathy with this guy.
If let's say Ruben Amorim stayed,
yeah,
do you agree that there were promises made and there was no follow through?
Come on, guys, stop the promises bullshit. Come on, Man United. When did Man United ever did back a manager and give him all the money they want? Show me when that happens.
So that's
these guys are tight asses.
Broken promises. Then, so you agree, though, innit? It's broken promises. You agree? Okay, all right.
So on that basis, Man United are. All right. So on that basis, what would you have the manager do if the situation is, I am taking the bullets when I should take it, but I'm also taking the bullets when I shouldn't take it because I'm expecting players, I'm expecting some change that has been promised to me, but it's no longer forthcoming.
Yeah.
And on that basis, I'm going to struggle and I'm going to be getting eaten alive. How is that his fault? What would you do if you were him? Would you stay?
Listen, I told you, we're dealing with a delusional, egotistical maniac manager guy, young rookie. Thought he was a big shot. He got found out.
No.
Yes.
Eski, you understand what I'm saying?
Look, if I look at it this way, can we agree? All right, here's another thing that we can try and agree on. Has every Manchester United manager, permanent manager, been shafted in terms of transfers?
Pretty much
okay. Based on that, I would say Ollie's a big thing in that, but all of the managers, you look at all the managers and say you wanted this, didn't get it, or the club give you a player that you didn't necessarily want and you had to shoehorn him into the team, something along those lines. So what Bombay is trying to say, what Bombay is trying to say is, look at Amorim's position. Yeah, he's a young manager, didn't want to come in November when he first come in, and then he's pitched his idea to Liverpool, who rejected it because remember he plays a specialist formation. Liverpool board looked at the bigger picture and said, we don't have the players for that. We've got the money to spend for players like that. We've seen it, but we're not going to do that. Man United have gone whole gung-ho on this man and said, we're going to get you these specialist players. So when Amorim's saying, okay, you've got me some players in the summer, nice, well done, thank you. How about something in January? When they turn around and say no, I look like a dickhead because if I'm Amorim, I'm saying, I've left my club, I've left everything to come here on the false promise that you guys are going to do this. Now, you can say, oh, that's Amorim's fault and he's a dickhead. But at the end of the day, he's coming under new regime, Ineos. This isn't the Ed Woodward era that we've had for time. So he's the first appointment under the new regime. He's probably come in and said, these guys won't do me like the last lot. Now what he's done is exposed to the world. It doesn't matter whose name is on the door. The Glazers are involved in it. We don't like the people that are owners making these decisions. So what Bombay is trying to say is Amorim has been dealt dirty the same way. Van Gaal, Mourinho, Ten Hag, whichever manager you preferred over the time Fergie's gone, he has been dealt the same way. All we're saying is, what should he have done? In my opinion, he didn't have to say anything. He could have shut the fuck up, sort it out for the rest of the season. But he decided to not do that and just speak his mind for once. Like, well, I shouldn't say for once. He always speaks his mind, but this is the first time in 2 press conferences we could see he weren't himself. He always shrugs stuff off, and he's always all right. He was saying no comment. He walked out of the press conference. He wasn't himself. So that meeting on Friday was probably. And here's another thing in that statement that he said, which was very important. I think people aren't picking up on. He says, "When I'm not Tuchel, I'm not Mourinho." When he says, "If you're worried about Gary Neville," he said that, right? He wasn't talking about the players. He wasn't saying, "Oh, the players are worried about Gary Neville." Wilcox has probably said to him, "Gary Neville said this." And he said, "Who the fuck is Gary Neville? I don't give a shit what he's got to say. If you care about Gary Neville's opinion on how I coach the team, then who the fuck are you?" And he's probably gone sick at him like that. And Wilcox is probably, do you know what I'm saying? I'm speculating here, but he did say that line. That line is not directed at the players. It can only be directed upwards, because everything in that second press conference before his sacking was directed upwards, right? He decided to give a monologue about everything going on above him. So that Gary Neville thing is probably, even Wilcox is saying to him, "Yeah, but Never's saying this," and these pundits are saying that. He's probably exposing him even more, saying that, "Bro, why are you fucking bothered about what these lot have to say? My players shouldn't be bothered. Why are you bothered?" In my opinion, the manager's still here. Do you know why? His name's Wilcox. Wilcox has been the manager since Ten Hag's come in. He told him how to play Bruno in the FA Cup final. He said, remember the reports? Said to play Bruno in the false 9. Now when you got a specialist manager coming in, he's trying to tell him how to play a certain way. I've criticised his manager. I'm on record doing that. But if I'm the manager of a football club, even head coach, forget the title. If I've got my director of football trying to tell me tactics and chat shit to me and then lie to me in January and say, "Well, you're not getting your players," there's only so much you can take until you become a yes man. So in my opinion, he left with dignity because he wasn't being a yes man. He's directed the attention above and got sacked and got a big payout, and he's chilling. We saw all sort of pictures with his wife. That's what I think's happened in totality, to be honest. So I can't blame him like that. I can't blame him. I can't blame Rangnick. I blame Mourinho because he was costing us matches and points, and he was fucking trying to play defenders in centre back, in midfielders and centre back positions to prove a point. That was dumb. But I don't blame these guys that you go out with a little bit of dignity and your head held high. So at the end of the day, I respect him for what he's done, man. I have to respect him there.
Listen,
because
you know, when this quote here
one second, Bombay, before I come back to you. Big up Kadeem, first time joining us. Kadeem, can you hear us? Yeah.
Can you hear me, gents?
Yeah, we can hear you. Give us your 2 pence on the Amorim sacking.
Yeah, no, thank you. Apologies if there's any background noise. I'm kind of just doing a hands-free in the work van. But yeah, good evening to everyone. And Bombay.
Come close to the mic a little bit. Come close to the mic.
1 second. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second.
What are you eating there, Nuruddin?
My appetite's gone, man. You can't eat anything, can you?
Yo, pass me a bit of that.
Get the salt water in, Nuruddin. Warm salt water. Get that in. Gargle the hell. Oh, warm salt water.
Is that any better, gents?
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah.
First time on the channel.
No, thank you again, Nuruddin, for having me on. You know, I've been watching the show for years now, to be fair, and I've always thought that this has been the realest kind of YouTube channel that kind of discusses the real issues with Man United. So thank you for having me on, and I just wanted to give Irfan and Bombay some props for the show that they did the other day while she was absent, because I thought it was a top show.
Well done.
Some good discussion. But yeah, in regards to
go ahead.
In regards to kind of the issues at the moment, if I'm honest with you, I've not really got any sympathy for Amorim. I felt that he made the issue of the formation a bigger problem than it ever needed to be. I was very reluctant to kind of follow him, as I don't like to follow any sort of leader who seems to have stubbornness. I know it's always good to be very strong-minded in your actions and the way how you see things going. But for me, anybody who's kind of blind in kind of stubbornness isn't really looking at life in general. In life, you'll probably imagine that you're going to take certain directions to make certain moves, but you just see that things change, and within that change, you have to adapt. Now, when it comes to the club on a whole, you know, I very much see the club just like everyone else, you know, Ineos, Glinios, it's all the same. And I'm just kind of, if I'm honest with you, I'm at the point where I've very much lost a little bit of love for Man United, because it's not the club that I've grew up on. For me, Man United was about us against the world, never say die attitude, and that really resonated with me as a person. And you know, I know it's probably the typical thing to say, but literally since Fergie has gone and the Glazers have kind of got more control, I feel like the club has kind of sold its soul. You know, it's sold its foundations of what it's built on. And yeah, just in general, you know, I can't say much more than what's already been said, really. I'm just kind of disheartened by everything that goes on within the club. But I will say I was not an Amorim fan. You know, I was very much kind of calling for his head just by the treatment of Kobbie Mainoo. And again, that was just me being biased, because when I saw Kobbie Mainoo, I was seeing a young me. So it was kind of something that I could connect with again in regards to Man United. So to see the treatment of him just really broke my heart, man. And I wasn't shocked when he left. I do think what he said was correct. He did right to kind of expose the board. However, as much as he did expose the board, I feel like he could have done a bit more. You know, I feel like in that press conference, if he really wanted to expose them, I feel like he could have said a few more things. But, you know, credit to him. He's walking away with millions now in the bank, and I'm sure he's more relaxed with his Ray-Bans and, you know, the sunshine smiling. I remember he's made a quote saying that he hurts more than the fans, and I think that's an absolute joke when you look at just the situation that it is now. But, you know, as we always do, no matter what and how much we hate the situation at Man United, we'll continue to support the team because we're stuck, and this is just part of our blood. And, you know, we'll kind of just see what we can do moving forward. But, yeah, everything is just a shambles from top to bottom. You lot know the script. And it's just, it's painful, man. It's painful to see. But if I go on mute, it's only because I'm driving, fellas, and I don't want my background noise to kind of disrupt you guys whilst you speak. But Nuruddin, again, thank you for having me on. I very much appreciate, and hopefully I can kind of discuss some of the issues with you lot in the future.
Big up, Kadeen. Nicely put there.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
We'll come to the Carla. We'll come to the some of the quotes, but let me just get this one super chat that I've not missed. Big up to everybody. Irfan, you want to come back to what says? No, actually, let Bombay speak, and then you can rebuttal their point of view, what they said. We'll just try to find the super chat. Oh, I don't know where it is.
As a manager,
Amorim this one here. Hang on. Should we read his super chat, Nuruddin? Yeah.
Yeah, but I can't see it. I can't find
it. Said, I think it says, is it just waffling? That one, yeah? The idea he was shafted on transfer makes no sense. You can't get 11 new players so quickly, especially specialist ones like wingbacks. He wasn't emotionally or tactically ready to manage this rebuild. I agree with the point the guy made. I agree with Just Waffling's point.
I think it's important. What Just Waffling said is fine, and the points that are being made about the manager having his shortcomings is absolutely fine, because it's there in black and white. But we're discussing, is it his own fault that he's been sacked? Yeah, which you'll say it is because of what he said, but there's something behind that. The fact that he's sacked, what does that tell me? Well, whether he's good enough or not, from a personal point of view, him as a manager who's been brought in, how do we know the Glazers haven't said to him, you're going to have to play 4-4 at the back now. We're not doing your thing anymore. We don't want to invest in that. Is that just January, or is this something that is the foreseeable future? We don't know.
Can I just make a point about that then, Bombay? Today, I mean, again, obviously, because, you know, I check a few different sources. Barcelona, Real Madrid, a lot of the massive clubs with massive owners, you actually get owners actually talking about formation stuff like Real Madrid and Barcelona. I heard a few journalists talk about it today. They actually
that may be the case.
I'm not saying that our guys have got any kind of weight or intellectual football ability to say that, but I'm saying you're dealing with these gigantic billionaire owners who've got the egos bigger than countries. So this is the game of modern football. This is the billionaire game of football. This is anybody who doesn't understand the way the owners talk, even if they're talking out their ass. This is how all companies work. Massive companies all work the same way.
You've got to understand this, yeah. That may be, that's fine. But when you come into a job and there are promises made and then they're reneged and it's going to affect your ability to do your job, that's a big problem because you're the fall guy. He's right. We can't get rid of 24 players. We're not going to get rid of Glazers or Ineos. The one variable is always the manager. One common theme from Louis van Gaal, even to Moyes actually, to Louis van Gaal, to Mourinho, and this is very Mourinho-ish, this one, in the sense that if you feel that that's pretty much the end, then this isn't about integrity and stuff for me, so I can clap him out because he left £10 million on the table. I wouldn't clap him. I'd say you're a dumb shit. It's not like you're taking money from Mother Teresa. You're taking money from the Glazers. They brought you in. They made promises to you, and now they've had a change of heart. This is the only thing that you've been brought in to do. He said that. He's a 3-4-3 guy. That's how he made his name. That's what I want to do. So if you're no longer invested in that plan or you want to alter it to suit your vision and I'm compromised, then I'm sorry. I am going to burn the bridge and you are going to be forced to get rid of me or give me what I want. And if you go back to Jose, look at the last press conferences. The last 6 months of Jose football wasn't an accurate reflection of him wanting to play that way. We'd had a breakdown and Jose was basically saying it's either me or these players. Who's it going to be? And they chose the players and he got paid out. He's not going to leave for free. And why should he? Because you hired me. I didn't force my way here.
You know, clubs never choose managers. They know it's cheaper to get rid of the manager than it is to build a new squad. Come on, man. Come on, guys.
No.
Come on.
Irfan, why is that response?
I don't get what you're saying. No, you know that every manager is never. They know they're not going to get all the players. They're never going to go into. But smart managers perform small miracles with sharp aptitude in terms of turning it around.
No, that's not true because one, this is a brand new ownership. Two, they've sung his praises and brought him in. They've jolted him in spite of the fact that he would have liked to wait to the end of the season. And
what difference would that have made to Man United if he came in later? He came in late. What difference it made?
What I'm trying to tell you, what I'm trying to emphasize by telling you that is that they wanted this guy. This is our guy. We're going to give him 3 years irrespective. And this guy is a genius. This is the man. We're going to hang our hat on.
I told you they've got no evidence that these guys know how to make sporting decisions. There's no evidence.
That's beside the point of what I'm talking about, though. We're talking about a manager brought in, headhunted. You're the guy. We're behind you. Right sound bites. We're going to give you what you want. All of a sudden, we're not going to give you what you want. We're going to we want you to do it this way. You cannot tell a manager how to suck eggs if you have, as you say, no track record, and expect him to field the team.
But that's where you're wrong.
That's where you're wrong. And then he has to take the bullets in any eventuality. So he saw the writing on the wall and thought, you know what? Time to bring them into disrepute if that's what they don't want to give me what I'm promised, because I'm not going to be able to do my job. And why should I get the criticism every single week? You guys have been trying to penny pinch, as Nuruddin just catalogued all the cuts you've made.
Yeah.
But you're paying out managers a lot of money because of your incompetence. You chose a guy that is completely contrary to the majority of the fans in terms of the team we had, the way he wants to play, and now you don't want to put your money where your mouth is. And that has cost the club a lot of money. I think £10 million. That's not on the manager. His performance is not exempt.
You know, and I know. Yeah, but you and I both know if this guy had done any due diligence with the club and looked at the shit show of how many managers have been sacked, he would have taken the job on. He would never have taken the job on.
This is a new ownership. This is a new ownership.
Oh, come on, please.
No, it's correct. It's not.
Come on, the Glazers are still the main guys. Stop it now. Come on. Why is this delusional talk?
Bro,
Glazers still own the club, to run the club. They needed some money, so they got this guy in. Come on, stop it. Stop it, guys. Think carefully.
It's
logically,
not like
man.
that. It's not. He's not a clever. No, you're being dismissive and skating over it. He's not a clairvoyant. If you tell me you're the guy, this is our plan, we believe in your project, and like Eski said, other clubs said no, we don't want to do that. We went with that in spite of the fact that we didn't have the players to do it, but that was our plan, that was our vision. So you've invested in me, and now all of a sudden you're pulling the plug. I can't continue. Me individually, I'm officially isolated from the entire ensemble because I am the guy with the plan, and you're no longer invested in it, and promises are broken. I have to leave. Why would I stay? What is the point in staying and getting shot down on a weekly basis? It's unjust. It is you that made promises to the fans. I am a part of those promises, an integral part, and you no longer believe in that vision that you brought me here for. What am I supposed to do now? I don't play 4 at the back. You are supposed to give me players, whether it's in January, in the summer. Who knows how far gone, how far ahead they've said to him, look, Rubes, we're not doing this project anymore. You can be the manager, but we're going to do it a different way. He's like, no, that's not the agreement. So to hell with it. I'll leave. I'll take my money and I'll go. So I don't, I'm not here to tell you his performance was good. It's not, but that's not the discussion here. Don't get them mixed up. They're completely separate. We're talking about this issue. He has been fired. Whose fault is it? Who is it on? The majority. It's on them. You fucked up by bringing a guy in and you didn't follow through. And this is the constant thing that you do at this club. And this is the new ownership that made promises to us. So we can hold them to account that you are just, as Nuruddin said from day one, another Glazer. You've made it evidently clear. That's the issue here with this. It's 2 separate things. And Rubes walks away. Good luck to you. I would have liked you to have it to the end of the season. I would have liked us to continue with this, get the players back and see it out. But if we're not going to do that, even if you had kept him, what's the point now for me? I'm speaking in hindsight. Why would I even want you here if you're not if you don't play 4 at the back and you're the manager who's not invested in this? It doesn't fit no matter which way you look at it. They have really cocked this up. Hey, Italiano, come stai?
Listen, we can be here all night talking about this, talking about that. We need to move on quickly because we've only got another hour, just under another hour, because I'm sick and I'm not going to be here that long. Manchester United don't pay me. I just wanted to bring the panel discussion about what's going on. What do we think? So quick answers, please. Less than 2 minutes sometimes, with your answers. Quickly. 3 minutes at the most, because there's 6 of us here. Big up, Olga. Big up to you, Helgi. I hope you're well. Amorim, are you shocked or surprised? He called him out. Why do you think he was sacked? You think we sort of got the result?
It's at the wheel.
How good. Yes.
Back, mate. I'm changing the name. Oh dear.
Mate, we're back.
We're back, mate. Get ready.
McTominay's coming back. Mumbai, mate, lads, they're all coming back. Fred's coming back. Pogba back.
It's Christmas already, Esky, bro.
Oh my god.
I take Fred over Barty, I'll tell you that now.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas, yeah.
I was just waiting for the opportunity. Christmas came late this year, lads.
Oh man.
Big up Elgi. I just want to get this from
no, I think it was
I think Ineos cut their noses rather than double. All right, big up to you.
I think if they were to sack Amorim based off results, he would have gone before the summer. So he was sacked on the comments, or else they would have sacked him against Everton, West Ham, or Wolves. He wasn't sacked for being 6th, in my opinion. But
by the way, people keep saying being 6th. We are 4 points from 15th, and 3 points from.
Yeah, I know.
So
I know. I know.
I mean? Not everybody's giving it one-sided, but carry on.
But no way they. Let's say this. If I won the lottery, it would be the same odds as they randomly sacked him the day after he made the comments, and it has to do with results. No way, Jose.
Yeah. Big up to you, Elgi. I appreciate you. Right.
Big up to you as well.
Yeah, big up to every one of you. Yeah, I mean, just a quick question. Actually, I'll stay with you, Helgi. Enjoy your white wine all the way there in freezing
Norway.
To be fair, the UK is freezing as well. UK is freezing at the moment.
It's how do you say it in England? Do you use meters or feet? Inches?
No, centimeters.
Centimeters and meters. Centimeters, meters.
Yeah, okay. It's 50 centimeters of snow right where I am outside
my
window.
Wow.
And like 12 minus Celsius. So
Wow, yeah. Wow.
You remember
that's real cold. Wait, ours is pretend cold compared to yours.
Yeah.
You got real cold. Yeah.
Yeah.
In Spain, they call 10 plus degrees cold, so it's all relevant.
Yeah. Big up, Augustino.
Yo, can you hear me?
I can imagine the shades are out, so you must be happy. We can hear you clearly.
T-Pain.
Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
I just want to make a statement. Before I start, whoever said T-Pain, could you ban them for the majority of the stream, please?
It's the wish. The wish.
T-Pain is will.i.am, man.
Oh,
stop it, guys.
Anyways, yeah, exactly. It's a type of comments I expect to hear when I go on holiday to a majority white country, not amongst my
You tell them, bro.
hosts.
You tell them.
It's okay. Yeah, am I happy with the news? Of course.
I think T-Pain, let me tell it to you. You don't like T-Pain to me, pal.
All right. Cool.
I know a lot of black people. Go ahead.
Yeah, it reminds me of a time.
This is T-Pain. Shades, definitely.
It reminds me of a time many years ago where I was in Nicaragua and some random person came up to me from there and said, "Oh, you look like LeBron James." I wasn't sure if to take it as an insult or if that was a compliment, you know. So yeah, so I think it's the same category there.
Snoop Dogg. I used to get Snoop Dogg when I used to work on the dog. Oh, you look like Snoop Dogg because I had my hairs done plaited once.
Yeah.
So just happy. Because you got the shades
obviously, I've always got the shades on anyway because I don't want anyone to see my future. But I'm always happy about news like this. I thought towards the end, personally for me, my main issue towards the end was that he started to sound like the manager who didn't feel like his job was always under threat or was in danger. Maybe towards the end, last couple of months so much, but I think throughout his whole tenure, he never really seemed to be in a hurry to figure it out. Like, I think it was fairly obvious in the beginning that the club made a big error by hiring him in the first place because he played a particular brand of football that we didn't have the players suited to. The second error was then obviously not getting him the players that he wanted. And I think from then on, he probably should have figured out very quickly how to make it work, whether it was by picking different players for a back three, switching to a back four. He should just figured out something different to kind of make it work in the Premier League. He didn't figure it out. He stuck to his principles, stuck to the way he wanted to play football, which I admire him for. But then towards the end, or during that time, I kind of felt like there was a bit of arrogance tied to it. Like he felt like he was the only one that was in the right. No one could tell him anything. There was no new information that he could take in that would maybe change his mind. He didn't necessarily think the players could really, even the players, some of the players that kind of forced him to change his mind came by just pure force, like the kind of guys like Harry Maguire and stuff. But I felt like even with some of the players, he felt like he could do a little bit better. Then I was like, look, you're at United. There's things up above you that are never going to be perfect because we're owned by the Glazers. Fundamentally, it's always going to be a problem. I don't really agree with what someone else said earlier about the promises broken and just being okay with that. I think that's kind of not cool. I think if you come into a club and you get promised things, the club should follow through on those promises. But to be fair to the club, maybe those promises were kind of like, it's almost like working in a workplace. You can be promised things in a workplace, but until they're in writing, are they really promises? And maybe they're kind of promises where they're only going to fulfill their promise if you follow through on your end. So maybe he didn't.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Which is the really bad thing that I think Amorim never really gave himself a chance to be successful because that win percentage, those losses, those performances are just so bad. He never ever gave himself a chance.
He had nothing in the bank.
He had no money in the bank. Nothing. No credit to kind of go back to owners and say, look, here's my system. Here's it working. Now I want you to get rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players. He never done that. Even though most of us would have wanted that to happen, he never got a chance to do that. But fundamentally, I think the same people that are like cheering his sacking, I think you're well and good to cheer it because the performances have been terrible. Watching us has been a bore. Many a time I've watched these streams of us playing and I've legitimately fell asleep half of the time. They've been horrible to watch, but let's not lie. If you're sitting here and you're happy with this same owners going to pick a manager, and now the murmurs are coming out that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to take over. If you forget how it ended with the guy, yes, the interim spell was great. We all love the interim spell. It came after Mourinho was there, but we're copying another flipping cycles going through again. We had a quote unquote tyrant manager that played quote unquote bad football that the fans didn't like, the players didn't like. Now we're replacing them with a fan favorite, hoping it goes well.
There's a glitch in the matrix.
Yeah, it's like a cycle. We're on a loop. And people are saying, "Oh no!" I've heard some channels say, "No, it's just an interim, just an interim." Are you dumb? Do you honestly think if Solskjaer is able to get us from in the top 4, solid position in the top 4, maybe finish the top 3 between now and in the season? Are you really sure some of these top reds, some of these people on the timeline are not going to be calling and championing and protesting that Solskjaer gets a permanent job? And the club will be idiotic not to give it to him if he does get that anyway. So then we enter another insane cycle. I think this kind of loop that we're kind of going on is incredibly annoying. I think the fundamental issue here is that the same people that picked Amorim now being in charge of picking a successor are going to make the same mistakes because they made the same mistakes with fucking Amorim in the first place. I'm not getting into all this like, it wasn't Wilcock that picked Amorim, it was Ashworth. It doesn't matter. You picked a manager who had a certain brand of football. You never backed him. You forced him to play the players that he didn't want to play. And then in the end, he doesn't even get fired for the results. He gets fired for speaking up against the board and against the owners. That is absolutely diabolical.
Big up to you, big up. Long time no see. Hope you're well. Happy New Year, bro. I'll say to you, and I'll stay with you quickly. Because there's 6 of us, so we make the answers quickly. Do you trust these people to get the next person in, or to find another guy? Is there any? Do you have any trust in Manchester United ever being back under this ownership?
Not really, because when it comes to trust, right? Like sometimes I cannot trust you to make the right decision, but sometimes I can trust you to make it once the results go badly. Like it might force you into back you into a corner. But for me, footballing wise, this guy could have gone after the Europa League game. He could have gone after the Grimsby game. He could have gone after so many periods of time when we had poor results, and nobody would have complained. But the fact that they sacked him only because of the comments that he made, like, again, it might not be the 100% reason. It might be like 80% of the reason, but it played a huge role in him getting fired. That for me is the main issue that I have about finding the next person, because that finding the next person is going to take a little bit of like foresight. It's going to take a little bit of intelligence. It's going to take a little bit of nuance, a little bit of tact to figure out, okay, who do we go for? Who do we put as an interim that might restore the feeling, that might get us a top 4 finish? But then who's going to be available in the summer? It might take some of that thinking, and these guys don't think that far, because like I keep going back to the decision, like how are you going to hire a manager that plays 3-4-3? And me personally, I don't think Amorim lied in the interview. I think the Amorim that we see now is Amorim that he saw the interview. They interviewed the guy that sat down with him. They probably knew how stubborn he was, and they still said, yes, let's go with you, but didn't give the players that he needs. So I don't back those guys who back that guy to now suddenly figure out how to back another person.
Yeah, big up to you. Right, Helgi, are you there? Helgi's gone for a minute. Let me just get this super chat. Vumbaye is calling you. Vumbaye, are you ignoring the poor result? No, I don't think Vumbaye is. Vumbaye is not ignoring the results. I think you're misunderstanding some of us. We're saying they sacked him, as Augustino just laid it out.
It was my cat.
Oh, so cute. What's the Negotiation called?
She is Leia, Princess Leia from Star Wars.
Yeah, Princess Leia. Look, Helga, listen, I just say, Ollie's at the wheel. You had a laugh. You happy that Ollie's coming back as a Norwegian? Sorry, let me just finish the super chat. Goodbye. Ignoring the poor result, the fact that he tried to quit 3-4 times, even when he still had board support, no sympathy for the guy. I don't think anybody's saying you have to have sympathy for the guy. But go
on. No, I think shouldn't, and this is more like a question to you at the panel, because I don't know the answer myself, but after, for example, the Europa League or after Grimsby or whatever, like, even though they didn't plan to sack him, wouldn't be like common sense to at least get a shortlist together? Okay, maybe if things doesn't work out, find another type of plan. You get where I'm coming from? Like, it amazes me that, yeah, they sacked him now, but if it was me or Nuruddin or whoever was leading the club, we would have had at least, okay, if this doesn't work out with Amorim, we'll have these 3 names, and if it's in January. I'm not saying contact them. I'm not saying prepare for them. I'm just saying put up 3 names, start to think, because you always have to have a plan B and a C and a D. So that's what I'm happy that Ollie is coming in the context of we have to have an interim. Then I'd rather have him than Fletcher or Carrick. But I think that we are united. We are not the local team from Norway here with the snow. So we should plan a bit ahead. So when Amorim then didn't work, if it was for the comments or if it was results, have at least 2-3 names that the second you sack him, you contact those names, even if it's, let's say, De Cherby. Then contact the day Amorim gets sacked. Call De Cherby. Call just to see the temperature. Okay, not him then. Okay, go to the next on the list, and at least try to. I hate this wasting of a season, because the players will know that an interim is an interim. So you remember under Ranjik, it went horribly. Under Solskjaer last time, it went good until he got the contract in March, and then we lost like every game and drew every game almost into the end of the season. So yeah, my answer is more like I'm happy with Solskjaer in this context, but I would just not expect better because we know who is owning us. But I would just seriously, you never saw that coming. Even if it was results or it was this or that Amorim wants to leave, or that the results, or that he said something, but at least have a short list, at least plan. They was caught so off guard by this thing. They were caught so off guard by this thing that they are like, let's call Carrick, let's call Johnny Evans, let's bring. It's United. We are not like a bottom league championship club going into. When they go.
Exactly. Okay, well, that's the most worrying. That's the most worrying thing about it. We laid it out. Earth, coming back to you. Do you want Ollie back? Everybody, answer the questions.
Not this lifetime, no.
And by the way, people, we need another 56 for the lights.
Yeah.
Why not, Earth?
No, because look, like I said, the guy never showed me that he had any inkling to in the modern game, any football. I didn't see anything. I understand. He had the bounce. When obviously was it post Mourinho? Who was he coming after? Was it Mourinho he came in after? Who did he come in after? Yeah. That's what I mean. So we had that nice run, and I always remember Pogba playing in that position behind the striker. Where the place he always should have been played. But then you watched him in when he actually become a real manager, make real decisions. He's not. He never showed me any signs that he's the modern manager. He never did. So I don't get it. Like I said,
would you take him as a caretaker, as Windy says?
No, definitely not. I would take Carrick over him all day long as a caretaker. I would never take Ollie. Definitely not. He's not. He shouldn't deserve to be there. And like I said, with Ollie, some people say it was Carrick and McKenna, people behind the scenes that helped him even in his early phase. But then, look, at the end of the day, he never showed me. Look, the game's changed. The game changes a lot. The game changes every 10 years, etc. It changes, and you have to adapt to the changes. The guy's an old school guy. He showed me he's an old school guy. I'm not surprised, much as I love him as a super striker for the team. I'll never forget that. But look. Whenever we do this discussion, Nerd, and I come to the same conclusion, we have damaged fans with damaged minds. That's what it is. All of us are damaged in certain ways. And that's what I see all the time. And it tells me your comments, like I said, I keep saying to everyone, it's the same repeat thing. We have enough players here to compete. We have players to compete. You just need a smart manager who understands how to play the game with these players. And like I said, you can talk about the Glazers all day long. You talk about Ineos. We know they're cowboys. We know they shouldn't be running a company. We already know that. But you have to do the business on the pitch with what you got. And then what happens is when you do well with the team, you turn them against the owners, because the owners, the fans see that you did this with the players that you didn't have. You wanted better players than this, but you did a job with these guys. You deserve something else. And obviously the shit that Gary Neville and all these ex-pros, well, that's all. Every club's dealing with that. Every club is dealing with ex-pros talking shit behind the manager's back and getting the fans on side, because it's the mob. It's the gladiators. It's like Roman times. With the mob, the plebs, the plebeians. That's what it is. That's football is. So, guys, we have to stay calm and look at what we can do in this damaged cloud we live under. Yeah, and it goes back to the same thing with this guy. Nuruddin, me, I'd take Areola, I'd take a Glasner, I'd take anybody who understands the Premier League and who makes sensible decisions, is versatile, and knows you have to play every team on their merit, who can play in many different ways.
I will take anybody who plays the back three. I'm never taking anybody.
Yeah, no, of course, you can never do that.
I will take Areola all day.
But Nuruddin, as a back three guy, I take Glasner playing a back three over flipping Amorim. I'll take him any day long because he shows me he's adaptable and he's got football intelligence. Amorim never showed me he got any of that. I'm sorry to say that Wolves game, he should have just walked out the door himself. Never mind what happened after that Wolves performance. The way he's set up, he should have walked out himself. And you guys can wash it any other way you want, but that's the bottom line. That's how I see it.
Yeah, big up Kadeem. Always pleasure to have you on, bro. Love. Bumbaye, you want Ollie back? You were a big fan of Ollie. Ollie was your boy.
No, I think I want something that I've not had before. I think Ollie did all right. He just couldn't. If he'd won a trophy in a final and got us over, we might have looked at things different. But his tenure, I enjoyed the football. Now that you take everything into account, when we had Martial, Rashford, and Greenwood up front, I loved it. I thought it was great. Considering what we've seen since Ollie, that was dream football, man. This has been horrendous. I think the board have made, this ramshackle in charge have made a big mistake. Just like when Amorim had last season, the ice melted and the shit floated when we lost the final. All this Ruben Amorim tenure now has ended with the ice melting and the biggest pile of shit is in front of your face. And that's because you guys, it has to be on you guys. You have to be accountable as the board. We're in debt. You are the guys that are penny pinching and now you're paying compensation. It's counterproductive. How do I feel if I've been sacked by you to save money and you've made this ridiculous mistake, got us in 15th, won no trophies, and we're playing the worst football ever? I mean, that has to be, you have to be held accountable for that. That's a bad 1.5 seasons of nothing. So they have really cocked up. And so far, man, very poor from Ineos, Glazers, whatever you want to call it. They have to redeem it. Do I believe what my biggest fear is? The way this has happened narrows who we can actually get now. If we're seeing right, they can backdoor you, and if you criticize them, you're out. Well, what the hell? Managers must be looking at that thinking, why do I want to go there? This is not a good environment.
They have set it up to get managers who like people are talking about Emery and like real proper managers. Let's say Luis Enrique, would he come here to be a head coach, to be told the tactics by Wilcox? It's dangerous.
I just said to Nuruddin, as much as I love Conte, you can forget about that right now. He's first on the list. He's out. You're never seeing him. He knows if I come here, I do what I do, and they're not going to back me, or they have a change of heart mid program. He will bomb this frigging place. You saw what he did at Tottenham. Those type of managers, those abrasive ones that have got big stature, that it's nothing new to me. Man United, I've managed big teams, big players. I've put fires out. But if this is how this board rolls, it's not attractive. So that's my biggest concern.
I'll quickly bump in there and say I don't think it's about abrasive. I don't you wouldn't exactly call Ralf Rangnick abrasive. I think the problem is with what they've showed a track record for. If things start going wrong for you as a manager and you're not getting the results that you need, your performances are going bad, and you start kind of calling out the owners because you're not getting the players that you want, they're quick to throw you out. Yeah. So it's not really about being abrasive. It's more so about if you start to turn the light onto them, they don't like it too much. Whether it was the players is mostly in charge of Ratcliffe.
The reason I say to you abrasive, there are different types of managers. There's still the manager out there that is grateful just to be here, irrespective of he knows and has seen this. Exactly. True. Thank you. But if you bring Conte,
Rossini, Chelsea.
You know what Conte is like. When I say abrasive, fiery, not afraid.
True.
You backdoor me, the board know they're gonna get brought into disrepute.
They're looking for a puppet.
Hang on.
This is now where we are.
That scenario happens in any big company. That would happen any big company. You're the guy making a company tick, for example, and you diss the boss. Of course, he's going to get rid of you because boss has got more power than you. Comes down to power.
But that means he's a bad boss.
Yeah, of course he is. Bad bosses run the world. His millions are everywhere.
Right, and that is exactly the problem. And if you know he's a bad boss, you're going to alienate some of the best possible leadership. Managers that don't want to work under a bad boss. That's the thing that's what this is highlighted to me anyway.
Managers need to manage. Managers need to manage. And if you're not allowed to manage, how can the best man... So if you look at Real Madrid, Ancelotti, if you look at Hansi Flick, if you look at Pep at City, if you look at Klopp, if you look at Arsenal, if you look at Inter, if you look at Napoli, all the teams that have won Premier League, La Liga, Bundesliga, all the managers are allowed to be managers.
Not Real Madrid, really. I mean, there are some clubs that they've got everything sorted
but
out.
Ancelotti and Zidane would never say yes to any player and let the board say.
Yeah, no, I understand that because they have a lot of credit in the bank. Elgie, they've got a lot of credit.
And they're from a different generation. They're from the Fergie generation where a man had that much power.
Listen, I just want to ask the question. to Eski. Eski, do you want Ollie back for the interim? People get involved. We need another 60 likes.
Do I want him back as interim?
Yeah, do you want him back as interim till the end of the season?
Yeah, man, he's probably the best manager we've had since Fergie, to be fair. I mean, yeah, looking at it, I mean, play the best football.
Without horrendous football. Oh,
hold on. I'll give you some facts.
Good for about 10 games in the first year.
I'll give you some facts in it, yeah.
Go on.
I'll give you some facts in it, yeah. Obviously, he's a P.
Listen, we've got the
president,
the CEO, the chairman, the captain of the Ollie Brigade. Go ahead, Eski, take it away.
Look, I'm going back in, and Bombayé's my number 2, and Ollie's the fucking cone man. That's what we're going to run it as, yeah. Us three are going to code there and run it as that. No, but look, I'm going to hit him because he scored like the most goals in terms of like a 3-4-0 margin out of any manager we've had post in it. Like this guy, when we were playing, obviously we had Greenwood at the time, obviously things happen, right? But when he was at it, man. He beat Pep Guardiola consistently. When we were going away to big games, like I genuinely thought that we could get results. When we went to Paris, right? And I know, I'll be honest, I thought we could have done something in that game away. Obviously we won the game. In a mad game, obviously Marcus Rashford got us through, but that guy had me believing for us. Obviously I was a bit younger, right? A bit naive. But at the time, you're just looking at it and you're just thinking, I think we could do something here. And more often than not, he did it. Yeah, he didn't get through in finals, and you always look back in hindsight and whatever. But Ten Hag won 2 finals and no one gave a shit. So if the metric is winning cup finals, then Ten Hag come in for 2 seasons, won 2 finals, and then got rid quicker than Ollie did, and he didn't win anything. So I don't understand people's perspective or metrics. It changes all the time. Football fans are fickle, and you know, like Irfan said before, football moves on. If football moves on, you know, if Ollie wasn't the right guy at that time, then the Premier League's changed since then. Doesn't play the same kind of way. Maybe he's got better fit for players that he can do stuff now. He's actually got. Remember Ollie, the biggest stick that we used to beat him. Well, not beat him, beat the team with him. Woodward. He never had a DM. He got given Ronaldo, Jadon Sancho, and it all went to shit. The expectation was too high. You need to play possession-based football without a proper DM. Obviously, it's clear to see now, everyone, because you know me and Bombayé knew Scott McTominay was a Ballon d'Or nominee midfielder and Serie A Player of the Year, which is a fact. It's just a fact. So he had him playing in the midfield next to Pereira and Fred. Misprofiled Scott McTominay and got us to 2nd and 3rd. With the Serie A Player of the Year winner in the making. So you can say what you want, guys, but the stuff that I saw, he had Wan-Bissaka, the best one-on-one defender in the world. We had Tuanzebe locking up Neymar and Mbappe. I remember these things. You can look back and just check it if I'm lying.
Let the good times roll, man.
Look, it's 6 months. I'm not here saying, let's get him back forever.
Chung went away to PSG and absolutely.
Oh, he won at PSG with like 8 kids. He had 8 kids on the bench on the pitch. We had no Pogba. Bare players were injured.
Come on, let's go get involved.
No, we're not going to. He's not ill anymore. See that? He's ill when he wants. He's ill when he wants. Nuruddin. He's ill when he. I'm joking. No, but look, yeah, he's here for 6 months. Let the good times come, and look, I don't trust these guys in it. So whatever, man. Ollie's here. Look, it's funny, innit, how life works out. We had a Portuguese guy that's made our lives miserable. Ollie came in. We've had another Portuguese guy that's just made our lives miserable. Ollie's coming in. I don't know, man. I don't believe in coincidences. So me and Bumby are happy.
If you're gonna get ex-players, it's got to be Carrick.
Fuck it, man. We'll take whoever. I'll take UFan. Let's go, man. Run it. Whoever. I don't know. It's whoever, man.
I can give some Norwegian insight if you want. And I know some of you are going to roll your eyes now, but just keep with it, okay?
Let's go.
This is Norwegian. Yeah, this is Norwegian insight. So he was appointed in 2019. So that's 7 years ago now, or 6 years ago, okay? So since he has left United, he did, not roll your eyes now, but he did soul searching, okay? And he has seriously worked on himself and his mind. And okay, long story short, he is not the same guy that you expect him to be now. Not in one bit. He is. So I'm not saying he's a different manager. I'm not saying he's Conte or something. But you will be surprised that Solskjaer is a lot more like tough-skinned. He is not the jolly old. He is a different manager now. And I'm not saying anything, but that was just a bit of insight because he has been on television in Norway speaking. I've listened to him a lot, and he's not the same guy. He said he watched his whole tenure in back because he went 2 years without managing. He said he watched all the games from all his United games, and he made notes, and he sat with analysts, and he worked on everything. So I'm saying fourth and FA Cup win, and over to him.
Okay, big up. Just say that big up Khalis from Medina Lassie, Chief Editor United Rupert. He says, Martial 2022. The last 2 seasons, I have regularly played injured. People don't know that. I couldn't accelerate during the 4 months following the COVID season. Solskjaer tells me that he needs me, so I had to play. I remember this. I remember Ollie coming out after press conference saying that the players need to be more robust. I'm like, this football has changed when you played in the 90s. The game was a lot slower. And skillful players like Martial and who twisting and turning, people are hitting them hard. And the amount of games that they're playing. So for me, I'm just like, I don't know. It just seems for me different. But some people just say, yeah, they like to go back to their exes in it. That's what it is. People like going back. But I'm like, we should look forward because that's already been and done that. But some people think that he was good with the youth, but then he's treating players like Rashford, broken bone in his back, broke shoulder, had to have a shoulder surgery. And
from partying.
Rashford at the end of the final, it was we lost the Europa League final. He said, I couldn't even put my boot in before the game, and then he was out there playing. So to me, Ollie is this British mentality, old school bulldog mentality. Go through the wall for me. Nah, football has changed, man. And to me, the only thing I would say about Ollie is that he only got employed by one club in Turkey. No other places would employ him. But Ben, you've been away. Just quickly, Ollie's at the wheel for you?
Yep. Good evening, everyone. Good evening to the chat. Smash the likes, people. Free Palestine.
Quickly, you know what? Because there's so many of us.
Yes,
Ben, we need to go around quickly.
Oh, yeah, go ahead,
Amorim, you're devoed. Obviously, Amorim got sacked.
I'm fucking pissed, man. I'm like, and you know what? Luani, Irfan, I can't really remember who else. Anyone that's in the chat that solely wanted Amorim out and is celebrating. I'm seeing all the shades are out nerding. You know who I'm on about nerding, or some people on that man them talk that were wearing shades that were calling you out saying, "Oh, nerding's calling him Sir Jim the Rat." I told this guy why is he calling him Sir Jim the Rat? He's the man to take us forward, man. Well, look at this now, bro. Every single one of us has lost. We have not won. We have lost. Ineos have won. They're trying to basically say, look, lads, give us another chance. Give us another chance. We'll bring in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Oh my God. How fucking deep, dark are we going, man? We're already dark, man. We all sing this lovely chant. We'll never die. We'll never die. Bro, we're dead. We have died since Sir Alex left that club, man. And honestly, man, I don't get why we sing that fucking song, because we're dead. We're actually dead. I said last show, Nerdin, I got fucking laughed at the Celtic protests, right? But when I said when I was a Man United fan, they said, you lot are a fucking disgrace. The fact that you, like they actually pointed at me, says your fan base wouldn't do shit. 20 years of ownership. Who in their fucking bright mind would ever keep a fucking ownership of 20 years, man? And I said, look, I'm trying to do my best, like say whatever, like to try and actually help the fans to understand that these vultures like need to get going.
But Ben, don't
right
run
now,
950, you're back on it.
No, I'm not listening to that bullshit, man. I'm not listening, bro. Seeing I seen that, I honestly, I was actually about to laugh so hard. No,
back on it like a car, but
no. And like I said, Saeed obviously he called out Ineos, but Saeed did say, although I'll give my respect for the club that they did their job to sack Ruben Amorim, bro. What are we talking about? These people want fucking solely Amorim out, man. What sort of... man, I just don't understand the planet we're all in, man. Like, people, come to your fucking senses, bro. These people are gaslighting the living shit out of you. You're offering them another fucking chance. I don't care who comes in, man. I really don't care who comes in. There's people saying Luis Enrique. Why would Luis Enrique want to come to this shithole? We're talking about standards. People want standards. We don't have standards. We don't have standards. Well, even still, Norden, if Luis Enrique comes to this club, Norden, you know it's a disgusting, filthy fucking mess, that culture. It's a disgrace. Like I said, man, big up to the Celtic crowd. A few weeks ago, they got rid of their chief executive officer. A few days ago, they got rid of their manager. Now they're pinpointing the sporting director and their fucking ownership. They're not giving up. I rang a few Celtic mates who was with me in the protests, and they said, we're not giving up. We're planning more protests, more riots. Nerd, I suppose you've sent it to Bombay and obviously to everyone in the chat, the scenes. It was absolutely remarkable, Nerd. It felt like 2005 all over again. It was absolutely remarkable.
No, we shared it on the channel. We showed it on here.
Because they don't take any shit, Nerd. But I'm disappointed, man. Look, he deserved the sack. I'm not protecting him. He did deserve the sack, but this is a gaslight to every single one of us, and even me as well. But I don't want to get... I'm sick to death getting gaslighted from now on, man, from this club. But big up, man. Big up. Love.
Yeah. So, I don't think... So, let's see who manipulates. So, Eski wants Ollie. Helgi saying yes to Ollie. Ben saying Ollie. Ollie's at the wheel. He's
No fucking chance. No
Irfan
fucking...
saying no. Mumbai saying yes. Ollie's at the wheel. No. Go ahead, Agustino. What are you having? You having Ollie's at the wheel?
I'm not having Ollie's at the wheel. I distinctly remember how that part of the season ended, or how that tenure ended. I remember how toxic it was for the fan base. I remember getting actually banned from a couple forums because of some of my anti-Ollie's kind of rhetoric that I was putting out there. I think Ollie's tenure might have been some of the worst top red, I don't know, mind control that I've ever seen in my life. It was really divided. The club was extremely divided, very toxic. There's a lot of individual brilliance moments, FC, which we don't even have the players, by the way. I think a lot of fans also need to keep that in mind. I think maybe the league standards aren't as great as what it was when Ollie was here. Maybe the coaches that he was competing against maybe were a better standard back then. But I still think overall, this squad isn't as good as the squad that he walked into. He'll find it really hard to create whatever individual moments of brilliance with some of these players we've got in our squad. And personally, I just don't want to go back. I want to go forward. And there's always the danger with this club, with how we love sentiment, with how we love nostalgia. There's always the danger that if Ollie manages to get us a scumbag our way, even to get us to play electrifying peak Bundesliga back and front basketball, football, all the way to top four, there's a real danger these fans will call for the club to give him a permanent job, and the club will be idiotic not to do it because it's an easy PR win. It's an easy PR win to give him the job full time if he does get top contact going forward. The danger of that is far worse. So I'd rather look for somebody else to get an interim job. Give it even to Fletcher at the end of the season. I don't really fucking care. The season's over anyway. Obviously, if you want to maybe get the top four finish because the league is always so topsy turvy, maybe you go for someone like a Carrick who's got maybe more experience than the Fletcher. But still, going back to Ollie, like, do you guys seriously forget how bad that was when we lost against fucking, what was it, Liverpool 5-0? Do you guys honestly forget how bad that performance is? Do you guys honestly forget how bad it was to get knocked out of the group stage of Champions League? Like, group stages. Like, I don't know, some of you guys are really confused. I know he's a legend. I get all that shit. But to me personally, that end tenure, that tenure towards the end, it even tainted how I look at him as a player. Like, he's one of my favorite Man United players of all time, actually. But it even tainted where I look at him as a player. And if you want him back, I personally think we're taking a step backwards. It also proves a lot of the conspiracy theorists out there that say that the Glazers are still in charge. This kind of proves it, because I think if you've got real owners in charge, real new owners, they don't go back to Ollie. But the fact that we're going back to Ollie after the abysmal spell of Matt Amorim, who was seen as a tyrant, who all the players hated, all these fucking leaks are coming out, the fans hate. Now you're going back to the guy that's a fan favorite. That to me shows that we're still kind of run by Glazers anyway. So all the conspiracy theories have been proved. But please do not go backwards. Please go forward. I don't care what mistakes you make going forward, try new things, but don't go backward for the love of God.
Well,
I disagree, man. Like, you know, that we can't be like the fact we're actually giving them mistakes, man. Like, you know, bro, fuck the mistakes, man. They've had plenty of mistakes already, bro. Get the fuck out of my club, man.
Listen, Ben, we've lost a battle, my friend.
We've lost everything, Nordin. We've lost
the battle because the fan base are too cowardly to go for them. And that's in the title. The fans, and I took the poll.
I agree.
And to be fair, majority of people agreed as well. To be fair, all I say to you, I heard lots of media, so Sky and different radio stations, and I've been doing lots of Fox Pops in Manchester. To be honest to you, a lot of the people have been calling out Ineos. A lot of the fans on the street, just random Mancunians, whether in town, outside Old Trafford, they're all calling them out. So that's at least one good thing then. So in that sense, there are people who
we got a damaged and schizophrenic fan base. A damaged and schizophrenic fan base as we got. We haven't got fans who can stay calm because they've like, you couldn't make up what's happened to Man United since Alex Ferguson lost. You write a book, you write a story, you could never make anything up as calamitous as the fall of Man United. You couldn't, and that's why you hear all these crazy opinions all day long from Man United supporters, because they damage supporters, man, damage goods.
Yeah, at the end of this, well, man, like, words don't mean shit, bro. We can literally all come on here and say Ineos out, Glazers out. That doesn't mean shit, bro. That's not going to hurt their pocket. PR's not going to hurt their fucking pocket. What hurts their pocket is action. That's all I'm saying. Celtic did it. Why can't we? That's all I'm saying. City did it. AC Milan did it. Ajax did it. Why can't we? It's a fucking shambles, man. Like, our fan base, disgrace, absolute disgrace. And we had the audacity to fucking mock Spurs fans, mock Arsenal fans, mock Liverpool fans, mock all these fucking fans. It was us that was the fucking joke, not them.
Yeah, definitely. Listen, big up. People, listen, we've got the last 20 minutes. I think we've talked about Amorim enough. Let's talk about Burley tomorrow, just quickly.
Fletcher's at the wheel. Fletcher's at the wheel.
No, we should be talking about Fletcher. That's what we should be talking about. Fletcher.
Yeah, let's talk about Fletcher. Well, he's in charge tomorrow game, definitely.
You know what, Nerdin? I'll be honest with you. I switched on to what's the brother called from Fletcher? I think he does. Is it called Talking to Devils or something? Talking to Devils. Yeah.
Oh, you mean Kalanka?
Yeah. And it's the first time I'd heard anybody talk about Fletcher and who he is. And Andy Mitten was talking about him, right? And he must have talked to him about a good 10 minutes, basically highlighting that this guy is a football nerd, like of the highest level. Details upon details upon details about every player, every movement, like getting him involved in loan deals, like with the club, even standing up to Fergie many times. He painted a picture of Darren Fletcher that I had no idea existed. I had no idea. And I'm like, really? I certainly recommend you listen to it with Andy Mitten talking about the Darren Fletcher that he knows. Now, I don't know what to make of this guy. I really don't know.
He's only going to be in charge for one game, Irfan. We're not going to get. He's not going to be the manager. But Merdin,
so let's picture a scenario. Let's say he wins the game and you see a little bit of stability. They're going to keep him on for another game and another game and another. That's what they're going to do.
Ollie's coming in. Ollie's coming in.
I have thought about it. I have thought about it as well.
You know what? Fletcher's going to go for a walk with his dogs. Ollie's going to sniper him to get the job. Come on.
Because Ollie is desperate to just be in management. He's just desperate. That's what he is. Yeah. He's not desperate to achieve. He's just desperate to be in management. That's what I see with that guy.
Go ahead.
I just saw a tweet and I was just shaking my head because I was just like, Fletcher is not taking over. Let's say it was announced that he was taking over the season, but I just saw a tweet that he had Darren Fletcher has supposedly called Sir Alex Ferguson to ask for his blessing to take over as United, and I'm like, oh my God, like he's blowing it up to be this whole thing that. So he's saying to a source like he couldn't have possibly gone out on the pitch without the blessing from Ferguson, and I was just like, oh my God, it's like just go out, and it's like the Callum McFarlane on Chelsea, just no one is going to remember it, just calm down. But I think he's going to do the Ruud van Nistelrooy, the Giggs, the Carrick thing when they were caretakers. It's just off with the shackles, 4-2-3-1. Dorgu, I think Dorgu. Do you think Bruno will be risked? I think it's way too soon to play him like 1 week after a hamstring, even though it's Bruno. But I think Dorgu will play right winger.
Mason Mount and Bruno are fit. That's what Darren Fletcher said.
Then I think it will be Dorgu, Bruno, Cunha, and Cesco.
Bruno,
I love Ben tonight. I love.
Imagine they hired Bruno as the permanent Manchester United player manager.
No,
bro, I'd stop watching now completely, man. Honestly, I couldn't.
You know,
I have
you
song
know,
to.
you can't
I just tune in to watch Ben.
Ben,
I make my own channel, but
you should have like a hate along or something. I have a song for you this time. Nuruddin has heard this song before by me, but you're going to hear it from me.
Let's hear it.
The sun will come out tomorrow.
Oh, bro. If I don't see Casemiro,
let's focus on the game quickly. I'll go to Eski. Fletcher tomorrow. Fletcher's at the wheel for Burley. Can we get something? Bruno and Mount.
Can we get something? Do you know what? Mount's form has been good, to be fair. Really good. And I think Fletcher did mention that. I watched the press conference. He seemed composed. He seemed like he knew what he was doing, innit? Like he didn't look too happy to be there, like, you know, deer in headlights. He's been in and around the club, innit? He knows what's going on. So, as in terms of looks and aesthetics for one game, yeah, looks like a United manager, to be fair. So, yeah, I think we can get something tomorrow. Why not? I mean, yeah, I think if Mount plays, we'll have a good chance. And we'll see what it does. I've got a quick question. Do you reckon he's going to play 4 in it? There's no chance he's playing a 5 just to take the piss, innit? Imagine he lines up with a 5 tomorrow. I think then Ben will get change. I think then we'll see some fucking action. Do you know what I mean? If he plays a back 5 tomorrow, he's getting jumped. But nah, I think tomorrow, can we get something? Yeah. Look, new manager bounce, Man United, they're starting the third. He actually plays quite attacking football with the under-18s, to be honest. They do some good work, and I think he's having the under-21s coach, he said, with him as well. And I don't know if you've seen any of them play this season, guys, but they play some good football as well. And obviously, we've pinched some of their few there. And seem to play for us. So, let's see what happens. I definitely think we can get something, yeah. But like I said, in it, my pre-match interview a couple of weeks ago, just toss a coin in it, like just see, because we're just that team right now. We're, like you said, we're 4 points off 15th and we're 3 points off top 4 in it. So literally could not tell you, but yeah, we definitely can get something. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, big up to you. Bombaye, Fletcher's at the wheel, man. Talk to me.
You're saying it's just one game. It's not till the end of the season.
Apparently. It's just one game.
This is ironically a show where we're all pretty happy, giggly, and our manager just got popped, and our club has just shown it's just a mafia, basically. I don't know. You know, it's interesting. It's something new. I just want to be involved in a game, man. Feel, invested emotionally in a game of football.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm starved of it. It's been so long. Just get me something new. Let's see what it looks like. Let me just enjoy it and sit back and see what we can actually do. Because since last season, man, and even Ten Hag, it was just a hard sell, bro. I don't think me and you, Nuruddin, have been. I enjoyed the Liverpool game. It's the first time I've seen you invested in a game, like, emotionally. I was there for it as well. Otherwise, I'm just watching driftwood, bro. I'm tired. Do you know what I mean? And I come on here, and let's be honest, standards are on the floor, but I'm just trying to make the best of, this was good, that was good. But, man, we're going into games against Wolves as if we're going into, to play the cream of the crop and Leeds, and we shouldn't be having these conversations. But that all is an indictment on just a poor ownership of a football club that is an absolute behemoth You can't even wake it up, let alone get it going forward. We're here again. We're here again, bro. And yeah, bro, and you called it once again, Nuruddin. You called it. They are the 5th or 6th Glazer. Nothing's going to be changing. It's piece of shit. And here we are again, the revolving door of managers. You know what? Let whatever's going to happen, man. I'm just glad it's something new now. He's gone. I'm not, crying or I'm not. He's gone. He's gone. What can we do? Let's see who it is. Fletcher. Maybe we'll get 3 Fletchers in one game.
Yeah. Big up to Fletcher saying he ranked Fergie. Big up Khalees Ramadeen Lassie, chief editor United Real Therapy. By the way, people, let's get to 200 likes. We're 20 likes away. And please get involved in the vote. You're Ollie in. Ollie, you want Ollie as an interim? It looks like it's 50-50. 50-50. The fans are divided 50-50. Big up to everybody. Fletcher continues. Since I've left the club, in everything I do, I've got really good relations with Alistair. He's purely the first person on the phone, and he wanted to speak to him. So that's why he gets his blessing. So yeah, he's very close to Fergie. Fergie's at the wheel through Fletcher. Fletcher Amorim, he's the manager who gave my son his debut, as well as so as a father, I've got a lot to thank him for. Tyler, although the boys have gone and earned that ultimately. Yeah. Irfan, Ollie was desperate to regain the glory. Irfan will be back in a minute. But yeah, people, who else have I not asked about tomorrow? Augustino, Fletcher tomorrow. You having a bit of Fletcher? Blessing, Fergie's blessing?
I'm not really notoriously in all of my previous workplaces, I've always had a real big issue with people that lick ass. Those kind of jobs of people that always go out of their way to kind of, ask the manager if they want anything from the shops. They always giggle extra hard during the team meetings when the manager makes a joke. They always, brown noses. I've had always a big problem, and I think a part of it.
That's the job description of Man United now, bro.
And I think a part of it comes from. I think there might be a quote from Nietzsche about sometimes the thing that you hate most about other people is the stuff that you can't it's stuff that maybe you don't see in yourself, and maybe because I can't do that sort of thing and I know how important it is in terms of career progression and shit, when I see it just makes me gag. So when I see that quote from Fletcher, I'm like, come on, relax. Also, Alex Ferguson was a great football manager, but what has Alex Ferguson done in life for you to say, oh, every big life decision I make, brother, he's a great football manager. You go in history that we know that, but he's not the oracle across everything. Like, relax with all that fucking licking ass. And be your own man. That's just what I'm saying. Just be your fucking own man. With that being said, it's only one game. Do I care? Not really. I don't really have a problem if he plays a back 5, back 4, back 6, back 7. I don't give a fuck about the Burley game, to be honest. We've got bigger problems than that, especially the way that this Aaron Sakin has gone. Am I looking forward to it more because the players will clearly be in a better, higher spirits? It will be a more entertaining game for me to watch as a fan from the outside. I probably won't fall asleep on this one. Yes. Am I expecting us to do like a madness and go on a 10 goal scoring spree? No. Am I looking into anything in this result in terms of long term? No. The only thing I'd like to see is maybe just the players playing with a bit more of enjoyment, looking like they actually enjoy playing their football again, because clearly they didn't enjoy it under Amorim, maybe because of his sister, maybe because of a relationship, who knows. It'd be good to see that, but I don't really care, to be honest. I'm a bit surprised that he's coming in as an interim for one game, and it's just a weird way to kind of do this thing. It would have probably made more sense to have him, to do maybe 3 games, then get maybe an interim, or maybe have him towards the end of the season, and then get someone in permanent. But with United, there's never any sense in what we do, so we have to just take it as we take it. I wish him all the best. Again, as a player, I liked him. I think he was one of my favorite players in terms of his ability to be to play so many different to be so adaptable and play so many different positions. I think now that so many years have gone by, we look back at it, even a play like Ji-Sung Park. At the time when Ji-Sung Park at the club, I didn't appreciate him, and now you look back at it, the time has gone by. The amount of players that we kind of roll through, the players like Ji-Sung Park, the players like Darren Fletcher, they're the definition of unsung heroes.
Big time.
Darren Fletcher at one point, I want to remind people, was the most important player for Manchester United.
100%.
When I was,
it took him time to get there, though, Lauren. It took him many years to get there.
He's incredible, man. Incredible player.
I remember being at the stadium when we sold Beckham. Fergie put him for the rest of the season on the right wing, And he was
about to say that.
pelters.
I'm about to say that in a right wing, yeah.
Pelters. And he was never that a right winger, but Fergie put him there. Irfan, Fletcher, tomorrow, you happy? You can do it?
To be honest, honestly, I'm being honest. Like, I think the brother just said it. I actually think the players are going to think, my God, you know, we've got a chance to compete. If we have 3 in the middle, that's going to be a big thing off their backs, you know. They're going to think, my God, this guy tried to play us this crazy way for how long, you know. Thank God for that. No managers, no players like to see managers go. I mean, the only thing the guy might be happy. Well, actually, even then, I don't even think Cobby will, you know, be thinking, yeah, well, look, you know, I outlasted you, and look, he wasted Cobby, to be honest with you. Like I said, it's very sad that this has happened for us as fans and the club. But I'm actually quite optimistic, even if it's just for one game. If I get a little bit of Newcastle first half vibe from the team, I'll be happy, and that's what I'm looking for. A little bit of stability, a little bit of like, looks like you guys know what you're doing. You look like you know what the opposition, what you're going to play, and you understand how important it is to try and keep the ball solid and tight in midfield. So to give yourself a chance, because I always say the same thing, Nuruddin, we got too many players who are pre-peak, and we got too many players who are past peak. And that's why we are, because we're a joke team. That's why we're kamikaze football, because we're not balanced as a team in terms of where are you regarding your peak. And I've said this to you many, many times. So I'm actually going to give Fletcher, having listened to this Talk of Devils podcast, I'm going to give him a chance and say, you should have given him for like 3 games and then decided what happens, see what happens. Not one game is nothing. One game is brainless, but one game is typical of the brainless idiots that run the club. So I wouldn't be surprised by that. So look, I'm optimistic. You know, I'm happy that Amorim's gone, but obviously we got massive problems still. But I'm hoping that good sense will prevail, footballing sense, and you know, we actually play decent football. That's it. I don't care if we win or lose. Obviously, well, I am unhappy if we lose, but I just want to see solid thinking football that makes sense and decisions that make sense. Like when Circus came on in the last game, you know, he revealed to all the world that you're a moron, Amorim. It revealed to the world, anyone with half a brain could see that the link-up play was needed, but yet still went back to 5. So look, I'm optimistic. Let's say go Fletcher, go. That's all I'm going to say.
Big up Jarvis. How you
big
doing?
Big up.
Big up Jarvis. Not spoke to you. I've been in bed, ill, all of that stuff. Big up to you.
Big up, guys. I heard you are under the weather.
Yeah. I'm getting better now. I tuned into you and Stu, breaking it down a bit. That's the other night. When I couldn't sleep, while I was in bed. Not meaning that the show is bad because I couldn't sleep because of the show. Actually, in the worst moment of the fever, I could hear you and Stu, which was good when I was having a horrific fever. But Jarvis, Ollie's at the wheel. Are we having a bit of that again?
You know,
don't ask a Norwegian that. Come on, for God's sake.
Come on, Nerf. You know, I'm just. I have to be honest. You know, I'm buzzing. I'm.
But
super
hang on,
happy.
can you as a Norwegian be neutral though?
No, I'm not. I'm biased. I'm biased as hell. You know, I'm biased. I'm biased, and I know it. I know it. I even said so on the show. You and I did the show right now, and I said it. I'm not neutral when it comes to Ollie. And I know it clouds my mind when it comes to Ollie and my understanding of the situation, but I'm happy for Ollie. I hope this will be his long kiss goodbye with Man United. He will ride off into the sunset, qualifying us into the Champions League as an interim, maybe winning the FA Cup. You know, that will be the cherry on the cake. You know, that will be
get in, Jarvis. Get in.
Perfect end. I can see it. I can vision it in my head. But he can create good vibes, and I think we need some good vibes into this squad.
So you only want him for interim? You don't want him for the long term?
No, 100%. I don't want him as a long-term project because, as I said, what's important right now is not who is the interim and what we can bring in the next couple of months. We need to know the way forward, because when I talk about Ineos, when I talk about Glazers and the project of Man United, you know, they have to set the course and stick with it, because this is the problem with our club. We're not sticking with the plan. We are always pulling the emergency brake and starting over, back to square one. And this is the problem with the club, because if we have a leadership, Wilcox, we have a director of football, people who are sitting in charge, and making a plan and not following through, we will never be the club we want to be. We will never compete for the league. We will never compete for the Champions League by pulling the emergency brake and start over again, and only, you know, building on the new manager vibe. It's not the way we want to go forward. And you know, they have to invest money. My concerns is now we are starting to we have invested 250 million or something into the squad in the 3-4-2-1 system. We have brought in the wing backs. We have brought in number 10s. We have replaced the ball playing goalkeeper in Onana, but he never was. But you know, as an investment, as a thought. Now we have a shot stopper again. We have just a single striker. Are we going to go forward playing 2 strikers, 4-4-2? Are we going to play with wingers? Do we need wingers again? Do we need transition players? What are we going to do? Do we need a Frankie de Jong deep-lying playmaker type? Are we going to play out from the back? Are we going to play high intensity? You know, this is the choices the board needs to make, the director of football. This is why I say we need to stick with it, because we know we don't have the money to invest.
Do you trust them?
And it will take a lot of years. I said, because the first thing I did yesterday, Noradin, before I made my show on the Amorim sacking, I went back and watched the show you and I did on the day Amorim got hired. We talked a lot about what's the vision going forward. I said on that show, you can go back and I said, Amorim needs full backing, 3 years, no hesitation. They got to give him the place he need. Don't interrupt him. Let him do his thing. After 18 months, you do your first evaluation, not before 18 months. After 18 months, you do evaluation and you let him continue for another 18 months. So we have 3 years. That's the only way we can stop this. But we didn't. And now we're back to square one. So I have to say again, I don't care who he brings in, but we need to stay on the course, do 3 years, back the manager, and then we will see the result. But we need to be patient. This is the problem with this club. We have frauds, muppets in charge who's not patient. We have Sir Jim Ratcliffe intervening. We have people, the director of football, Wilcox. We have all of these guys telling the coach how to play his football. You know, if I was hired by someone and they were constantly breathing down my neck, telling me how to do my job, I would tell them to F off and I would leave, because I have integrity. And this is the problem with all the managers we bring in. Who are we going to bring in? Who will be the puppet?
Do you think Iriola will survive? Somebody's Iriola would suit us down to the T, plays attacking football, plays experience, gets the best out of the players, not afraid to play the youth, being working a limited budget, also happy to work as a coach. Do you think he will fit for us? Do you think he'll be a right fit for us?
Well, I love that he's Premier League experience, but Stu said to me there's only one guy, and that's Carlos Ancelotti, a guy who can come in, who has the experience, because you need to have the authority coming in as the manager of Man United. You know, Amorim can sit there and have a debate with the journalists and us as a fan base and pundits about not selecting Kobe Mainoo. But let's say if that was Carlo Ancelotti coming in, no one would question him, because he has the aura, he has the respect. You know, if he's not playing Kobe Mainoo, when the journalists come, play Kobe Mainoo, he would say, F off.
But apparently,
I know what I'm doing. I have 5 Champions Leagues.
Yeah, but apparently, what was said was that Carlos Ancelotti will never take Manchester United job because he thinks the club is crazy. He's managed Real Madrid. But yeah,
I think we need a big name manager coming in, and that's the only way.
Would you take, like, if my dream came true, and I know this isn't Nuruddin's dream, but I'm asking you, Jarvis, in terms of name, in terms of authority, but would you take Conte?
Oh, baby.
He's my top pick, and Boumaier knows.
Yeah, I would take Conte.
He's my top pick because he would go in and...
But is he a long-term manager? Could we trust Conte to stay on for 3 to 5 years?
If the board don't shaft him.
Yeah,
but we know they will.
And when he leaves, we will probably be a second team or challenging for the title when he leaves anyways, even if it's leaving in a mess, I feel like. So I just feel like when I look at Ferguson, or when you look at like managers who can handle everything that has to do you have to have cojones, and I just see so much of Ferguson and Conte, so much of the same things. They are almost spit image. They could almost be brothers, because I would almost dare anyone to tell me what's the difference between them two. Like the philosophy, the football, changing his formation due to what he thinks is best for the game or for the like everything about those two, temperament, everything. They are the same person in my opinion. But yeah.
Listen, a lot of people in the comments have been asking me, do I want Ollie? If I want this, no, I want new owners. If you want the honest truth, I want new. I'm not asked about any manager, this manager, that manager. Of course, we'll report on it. Of course, we'll talk about it. But I want new owners, and I think the fan base is too cowardly to do anything about it. But they're not going to. So yeah, it's a losing battle we keep fighting on. You know, we keep losing all the battles, but the war continues. And I'll see if there's anything. But let me just get back to the poll and see where we're up to likes. It's actually 50-50. So I asked the question, Ollie till the end of the season, and 51% said yes, and then 50 said, basically 50-50. 50% of you think yes, 50%. And Ollie is that, because Ollie is not Amorim, is not another manager. Ollie's somebody.
Norwegian is breaking up. Or is it me?
No.
He's breaking up. By the way, he's talking about the poll, and I did the same poll on Tactical Devils. It was 63% happy with Ollie and Carrick coming in, and 47% saying no. So I know this is the problem with Ollie. We all have emotional connections with Ollie. He's a club legend, and you know, I think we all wish him well, but we also know his limitations, and this is, I think, where the debate starts. I think we are in a place where where it's difficult for us to detach from our emotions and be fair with Ollie. And you know, I have to be the first one to admit I'm not.
Same.
I'm not. So I don't know, Bombaye, how do you feel?
Man, honestly, if you put it in perspective, in terms of what we've had since Alex Ferguson, some of the nicest times that we've enjoyed in what's been a lot of dark times, overshadowed by a lot of bullshit, was Ollie when he took over from Jose. He let him off the leash. We played well. That season with Greenwood, Martial, and Rashford was really enjoyable. Some good games. And I just feel with Ollie, for me anyway, my recollection is he just couldn't get us over the line in the final. So we said he's not that guy, and he won't get us over, and we need to get someone else.
It wasn't it David De Gea? David De Gea in the penalty shootout, letting in like 13 goals.
Yeah, but if you think about it, some of the football that we've had with Ten Hag and Amorim, 6 months of Jose. I mean, I loved Van Gaal. I think that was a major error to get rid of him. Biggest error we've made so far.
Me too.
But a lot of people hated that football. Ollie's actually played the best football for an extended period of time.
No, I wouldn't go that. We played counter-attacking. We didn't change. He just let the attacking players do what they wanted.
Would you rather
we used to defend like dogs. We played 5-6 times at the back. We played with Harry Maguire. Kept picking him. He played with McTominay. He was profiled McTominay. Come on, people. Let's stop the revisionist historians. Let's stop the revisionist historian, people. Let's stop it, please. Ollie's football at times was dreadful. What are we doing here?
Listen to his question. Listen to his question.
Bring him in. I don't care. Bring him in.
Well, a moment before you were like, well, it's interesting, like you've been persuaded, but yeah, it is what it is. This is the point what I wanted to make. I was saying that about, it's not about the coaches, and it's not about the managers. Manchester United is a football club, is a clown circus place, and I won't know anybody who will really want to come here. Any serious coach would want to come here, and now you are seeing the owner of 28% owner of the place is going to be telling the next coach what players to pick, just like they do it at Chelsea. Just like they, and that's what what's his name, Jim the Rat was telling. Regardless, whatever we think about is 3 at the back or 5 at the back, for an owner who does no clue about football to be telling a coach that he's hired, this is how you should do things, is laughable. Do you think Amorim could ever tell Jim Ratcliffe how fracking works, how he's a fracker and how he's made money from chemicals? So let's give it a rest, people. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, majority of you are biased because he's somebody that we've loved and somebody who made us the night, 99 that night. He bought us the most glorious and happiest night of our lives in a game that we thought we were gone. He gave us the most joy, like explosive joy, and we will forever remember him that. But as a coach, he did not have any Scooby-Doo, people. Players were just doing what they did. And what he did, he overplayed players who never recovered from their injuries because of him. So let's not play to win. For me, it doesn't matter because the season, another season. Let me just finish this. Let me just finish once. No, it's a point of view, Jarvis. It's a point of view. At the end of the day, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer tried to play more front foot football, and he got found out for what he was. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, to me, I don't care who comes in, because for me, I'm like, I want the owners out. But it doesn't matter because the season is gone. The season for me is finished. Another season ruined. Last season was the same. Last season, because of the Europa League BS. The season before that, it was what Ten Hag was doing. For me personally, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had his time, had his day. I'd rather try something new. I'd rather try what Carrick can do. I want to know maybe what Van Nistelrooy can do as an interim. I've already been here. I've already I wore the T-shirt. I saw the light. I defended Ollie a lot because emotionally, we're all tied to him. But at the end of the day, he didn't succeed because he became a Glazer puppet, and then the Glazers stabbed him in the back and didn't back him. They never backed him.
Can I say something? What do you think about this statement then? If we are to, in a world where we only have to have an interim, what it seems like it is, so we have to pick an interim. You say you would rather take Carrick, but a kind of, he left. What I was saying is, I think an argument can be that if it was Carrick, I would say the odds would be higher for wanting. Let's say if Carrick ended fourth, and won the FA Cup, and let's say Ollie ended fourth and got the FA Cup or something like that. I think the odds will be higher for fans wanting Carrick to get the full-time job, even though that's not the smartest thing, than with Ollie. It's more like, no, we only want you for 6 months and have fun. But I just feel like if we give it to Carrick, for example, and he does good, there will be so many fans wanting him to get the full-time job, whilst we have had Ollie, and if he ends fourth, I don't think there will be the same thing because he isn't new. So I get Nuruddin with the view that you want to see something new, but I'm just looking for the 3 next years. I think if Carrick does good, he will be like seen as, wow, Carrick is amazing and he's something new. Let's try him because we haven't tried him before. But if we have Solskjaer and do the same thing, we will still be, okay, thank you, Solskjaer, that was nice, but now let's look at another manager. So that's, I'm just trying to play devil's advocate and see things.
No, I understand that. I don't see any interim getting a permanent job. I don't. And
do you know, if Carrico did it right, you don't think we'd keep him, bro?
No serious football club will ever give an interim a job.
We aren't a serious football club.
Well, there you go then. Then Carrick will do whatever. Same thing with Ollie. We'll sack him and then he'll come back in. Go ahead, Jarvis.
Yeah, I was just asking a question for the panel and also for the live chat. And please feel free. Ben haven't spoken in a while, but what if Ollie, let's say hypothetically, qualifies us for the Champions League next year, coming in 4th or 5th? And you know, he is supposed to step down from the manager role. But would you take him as the director of football of the club, or in any of the managerial parts, the leadership of the job? Could he be a guy who use in that role?
I think, yeah, I'd rather have Ollie
And Wilcox.
Then Wilcox. Who the F is Wilcox?
Oberada.
Yeah. Like, are you kidding me? Of course.
I think we would like a lot of ex-players in there, man.
Like, I would have Ollie, but all I know is that, listen, my beef with Ollie is clear. Ollie, like I said, gave me the greatest night of my life. Mumbai will tell you how that night went. It was crazy. In Manchester, it was a night to remember. It was the most
pause
in my life. But I'll say Ollie was one of the first ever to back the anti-Glazer movement. Ollie gave money for leaflets and that, and then Ollie then shacked up with the Glazers and told us how great the Glazers were. So I can never accept Ollie as a coach or manager, because you can't move from being the guy who was an anti-Glazer to telling us the Glazers are good people. Like, it's just I can't have that. But I will always be grateful for him for the goal that he scored in 99 and for all the other goals that he scored to win us league titles, to win the cups, to do all that he did for the football club. But if you say to me, Jason Wilcox, or somebody actually knows a little bit about Manchester United, then I would take him.
Am I the only person? Am I the only person that completely disagrees with this and thinks I only want people that are like proficient at their job taking those jobs? I don't want ex-pros. If the ex-pros have the qualification and experience to do so, but like we should be. I know we're not that club. But we should be aiming to be that club. And I think pushing just ex-pros to be in that position, I think just ends us back in the same loop and cycle we've been in previous years. Is Ollie a big name? Could Ollie maybe attract some?
You know what, Augustino? It has worked for a big club. Bayern Munich, but then 50% of it is owned by the fans. So because all their legends run the football club.
Gentlemen, good night. I need to roll.
Cool.
Big up yourself. Take care, John.
By the way, we're not going to be here that long.
I'll quickly want to make a point. I would also argue Bayern Munich. I'm not too familiar with Bayern Munich's structure, but I would also argue that most likely, if they do have like a figurative person that is a director of football who's an ex-legend, then most likely they've got people in and around that person who know their job. Yeah. So that person is maybe the spokesperson. He maybe is the voice. Exactly.
Augustino, the whole structure is still with ex-legends who've learned to do the job. And if you're not
exactly. But see, I've heard some fans in spaces earlier complaining about Jason Walker saying he needs to get let go. Then to suggest in the same breath that you'd hire Ollie, that to me seems insane. Wilcox has some experience, has some knowledge of that, maybe not at the highest levels, but he comes with some level of credentials. Yeah, of course. He comes with some credentials, but then to hire Ollie just off the base of him being a legend and knowing the club, that to me I would never take. I'd never be on it.
Augustino, you're moving to the rational that these people know what they're doing. So at least Ollie or even Phil Neville or Nicky Post, somebody who knows a little bit about Manchester United, then Jason.
Yeah, but this phrase, but the phrase doesn't make any sense. Like, what does knowing about Manchester United?
He doesn't have a clue. He was a director of football at Southampton who got relegated. That's what we're doing here.
The point I'm trying to make though is that I'm not happy with Wilcox either, but I just don't like the phrase of like he knows the club, give him the job. What does knowing the club got to do with being a director of football?
No, but you know a bit more, at least. You know a bit more than Wilcox, because he doesn't have a clue what's going on.
I'm not too sure about that. I would argue against that.
But listen what I'm saying to you now. He co-signed a manager who plays 3 at the back or 5 at the back. And then he's telling him 8 months later, you got to play this way. What are we doing here?
Yeah, but I think if you believe the story, if you believe the rumors to be true, there is a narrative out there that exists that Wilcox wasn't involved in the hiring of Amorim in the first place. If he wasn't involved in Amorim in the first place,
it was him who got into the private jet. To go to Lisbon. Let me finish. Private jet to go to Lisbon was Omar Barada and Jason Wilcox. And you know who was left out of that? Dan Ashworth. Because Dan Ashworth said, I can't believe, guys, you're hiring this guy. The squad is not compatible with the football that he wants to play. And they were like, you're getting sacked.
Yeah, but the final point I make about...
All of a sudden, let me finish. All of a sudden, we meant to believe he wasn't. He was on the private jet. He literally physically went and got him.
But the only point I make on that, final point I make on that is that information changed. I think they probably all had the best intentions with Amorim. They saw it wasn't working with the back. Because personally, I still think they messed up by hiring in the first place and not giving the players. Fair enough. It didn't work out. They went back to him and said, hey, you need to change this because it's not working. It's then obviously Amorim's fault for not willing to stick with that change to get us to be more successful. He went to stick by his principles and die by the sword. I don't necessarily think you can blame Wilcox for telling him to change when obviously it wasn't working. I think you can blame Wilcox in general for how we are, the current state of our club. But I'm just going back to the main point. I'm just going back to the main point to say that I don't think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will be a better director of football than Jason Wilcox, and I'll down that hill. Okay. No way of it. No chance.
That's an opinion to have, 100%, and I respect their opinions, evident. What I'm saying to you, regardless what we think of the football, regardless what we think, if you hired me to do a specific job, and I'm doing that job, and I don't care what anybody says, who the fuck is Jason Wilcox? Yeah, right? Let me see what you've won. What league have you won? What team have you coached? Like, what are you telling me? What formation or what system I should play? Who the hell are you? What have you achieved in football? You won a Premier League with Blackburn, mate, as a winger. That's all I remember. That's your biggest achievement. You went and played for Leeds. Like, what are we doing here? At the end of the day,
he was Rio's best friend. He was Rio's best friend.
I can take the fact that I knew Amorim was never going to work because you're not playing 5 permanently. 5 at the back is not working, and it's really shocking because that's what Ollie became. And then he tried to change, and he got found out, and then he got the sack. But the point I want to make is this: regardless what fans think, regardless how much I agree that Amorim had to change, you cannot. Like I gave the example before, nobody can tell Jim Ratcliffe how to become a fracker, a polluter of the world. That's what he got his billions. He made his billions out of.
Yeah, but if you're coming to be a coach, come on, Amrin. If you're coming to be a coach of a team and you've got structure above you, that structure they kind of operate in a way, quote unquote, as your boss. If they suggest stuff to you,
once they've hired you, once you play a system, I don't know. They cannot tell you to change. It's like, bro, they hired an R&B singer and now they want bloody. What do they want? They want hard rock. Nah, man, you hired me to play R&B. You've not bought me. You've not bought me to play. You're asking for Bon Jovi. You know what I mean? I want to play soul, Stevie Wonder soul, man. I'm not doing a Bon Jovi. What are we doing here? What are we doing? People who are not musicians are telling me, you better sing Bon Jovi song. You know what I mean? I don't want any of that Stevie Wonder or R&B. I don't care if you can't sing. What are we doing here, bro? Like, there is no way in whatever. Listen, Amorim at the end sacked him, whatever. He contributed to whatever. We're not. Nobody should be able to. To me, football is gone and is done. Once you tell a coach what tactics to play, and you're not the coach because you might as well do. Jason Wilcox might as well coach United. Let me see. Go on, Jason Wilcox. Why are you getting Fletcher? Go on. You want to see you play a back four. Let's see how you interpret the system.
But let's be real for a moment, yeah? Is Jason Wilcox not doing his job? Is Jason Wilcox not doing his jobs? If he sees the results are going poorly, has a meeting with Amorim and suggests things that make isn't he? I'm trying to ask a question. As a director of football, are you not doing your job? Listen, if you don't feel hold on. If you don't just, I'm not saying he has to tell him how to do his tactics. Let's just have a normal conversation here. You're a coach of a club. There's a structure above you that means those people above you are the ones that picked you for that role. And if you're maybe having weekly meetings, I don't know how long the meetings are, but in those meetings, if you've had a bad run of results and the topic of how we're playing comes up, and somebody within that footballing structure that makes footballing decisions suggests, "Hey, have you thought about tweaking a system?" I don't think that is an insult to what you're doing as a coach. That just want to go. I don't personally think so. I think those guys are involved in the footballing side of things.
You know why?
You can just say agree to disagree. You can just say agree to disagree.
Listen, it usually will not be if the director of football and the coaches are aligned. If you pick the coach, Augustino, to play R&B, if you pick somebody to play R&B and you're like, you know what, I want this type of R&B, then you can say that. But when you pick the guy who plays hard rock and asking him to play Stevie Wonder, no, mate, it's not working. You ain't telling him jack because you picked the guy who was playing hard rock. And now you want him to play Stevie Wonder soul. It's not happening. But if you are lying to begin with, then you can discuss things. If you align how you saw football, how you saw the music. Go ahead, Jarvis.
Yeah, I just wanted to put a little bit of substance into this. What a director of football actually is. He's the guy who's shaping the football structure, strategy, and long-term sporting success behind the scenes. He's not the guy picking the team. So, it's about strategic football leadership. The overall direction of the club is the director of football's job. Is also overseeing recruitment and transfers. He's hiring the staff, the scouts, the coaches, the technical staff, all the guys who have supporting roles into the club. He's the guy who's hiring them, and he is the guy who are overseeing the footballing departments, coordinating key areas like scouting, analysis, performances, sports science, medics, all of this. So he's the guy working behind the scenes to help the coach. He's not the guy who's he should have one meeting a week, maybe, or every other week with the manager and have a report. And the manager will tell him what's going on in training, what they're doing, where are they improving, what they need to improve, what transfers he's looking for, and all of this stuff. He shouldn't be like a guy who's hands-on. He should be more neutral and helping out in between. And to do all of this in a big club, this is not Manchester City Academy. This is not Southampton. This is not Blackburn. Man United is a huge club. We are the biggest club in the world. And how many staff do we actually have? We had to sack half of them, and still we are bloated. That's the thing. And we have so many people working in every direction, and people have opinions. And you also have the scrutiny of pundits and all the journalists on top of this. And if you have the time to criticize the manager and tell him how to play his football, then I can tell you, you're not doing your fucking job, because then you have too much spare time, because this is Man United.
Okay, listen, Sean's here. We're going to give Sean the last... Sean, I know you're working, and that's why you come on. Big up to you. Talk
Big up,
to
Sean.
me. Reaction. Talk to me, Sean. Are you there? I think he still might be at work. Augustino, 100% we agree that you should get advice for... Go ahead, Sean. You there, Sean?
Nice, muted. Turn on your mic.
It's muted like Amorim in the meetings.
Yeah. Maybe
so but guys, to continue, who do you think should be the director of football if not Wilcox?
Well, for me, the biggest thing is the owner change.
Because I think hiring a guy like Campos at PSV or PSG or someone who has the experience in a big club, I think this is what needed. When we talk about hiring best in class, Sir Jim Ratcliffe with his chemistry bullshit, it's he didn't do his job when hiring Wilcox. He didn't, because Wilcox is learning on the job. We know this, and he makes mistakes.
Sean,
this one, flowers. I feel like every single critique that has been, placed on English or the Glazers, I think they just highlighted everything.
It's R2D.
What's to say?
Oh my God, your mic is so bad. Your mic is so bad, Sean.
It's R2D2.
Sean, your connection's bad. Come back.
Yeah, there's a GNE app.
Sean, we can't hear you. We cannot hear you. All right, he'll be back. Yeah, I mean, Jarvis, I think what you said, it's clear, but we're not that football club. Who we kidding, really? Who are we kidding?
I actually saw because I was so annoyed like 2 days ago that I actually went in like a Sir Jim Ratcliffe rabbit hole and like search up his different companies and how it's led and everything. And my kind of big picture was that he is a billionaire for a reason. He is very smart, but the reason why everything he does outside of sports becomes a success, it's because of penny pinching. It's because downsizing to the bare bones, and then making small and small profits and squeezing it out of them. And when you think about that in a kind of a business sense, it can work and it has worked. But if you translate that to sports and football, it's a horrible, horrible way of being. Because if you think about it, how many how many teams the last 30, 40 years have won something by penny pinching? Like, name me one team that has been very economically very good and very like, we don't spend money and won Champions League and Premier League. Not one. So I was just in that rabbit hole because I just wanted to know more about him and more about kind of how his brain works and how he sees success. And the general consensus was just that he treats the workers like shit and ants and make them work long hours and underpay everyone to make him profit and gets cheap labor, and you know the drill to rich people. And when you look at United, he's doing the exact same and this exact same thing under Nis. So that was just a comment while we were waiting for Sean. But
and Jarvis, can I ask you, do you guys know any Norwegian billionaires that want to own a football club?
Well, we had one in the Premier League. We had one, Wimbledon. The owners of Wimbledon back in the days in the early 90s came a Norwegian fisherman who, like a billionaire. He hired the Norwegian former national coach Egil Olsen, and he got him relegated. So
bring Daniel Ek. Bring Daniel Ek.
Jarvis.
Yeah,
Jarvis.
Yeah, Spotify guy.
Jarvis, hvor rik han der? Han som var med på spillet, han sørlendingen. Vet du hvem vi snakker om?
I don't know.
Han som bor sør, og han der modellen fra Nord-Norge, fiskeduden.
We are just discussing about, he's telling me if I know how rich a couple of guys in the Norwegian billionaires are.
Do you know the fisher from Laks Nord? No, what's it called?
No, I don't know. I don't know. Well,
listen,
I don't think you have that kind of money. It's
no,
rich.
I don't think so.
Rich.
We need a Norway. Listen, Norway gave us Ollie. Ollie gave us the greatest joy ever. Can't Norwegian government take us over? Big up, Ben.
State owner.
Or maybe we'll get. Or maybe the fucking
royal family are the rich.
Maybe the Skargards. Maybe the Skargard family.
Dronning Sonja at the wheel. Dronning Sonja at the wheel.
Nah, but you know what? Yeah, I don't trust millionaires. No. They are, a lot of them are crooks. I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them have low morale. It's about exploiting people, and we all know this. And you know, why are we making football the playground of all these billionaires? You know, the English government should go in and say we're not allowing it anymore. We should go with a 50+1 rule, and I think that's the only way to get football back to its heritage and roots. Because I think we are losing the game of football. We have no, you know, the players now overpaid. They are untouchable. You can't speak to them. They don't even sign autographs after most of them just go with their headset on directly into the bus with shades and all of this. They are living in their own world, you know. And I think this is a big problem.
Who owns Barcelona? The members, the fans. Most Spanish clubs are owned by their own fans. Majority of them.
Yeah.
There's only a few that are owned by this different people.
You know, maybe the democracy. I heard Musa talk about democracy the other day on Saeed's channel, but you know, it's better than most of the alternatives, because now we know how it is to be under the dictatorship of the Glazers. We have been so for so many years.
This is a brilliant comment, by the way. This is a brilliant comment of today. Football created by the poor and stolen by the rich. It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that was from Sir Matt Busby, if I'm not mistaken. Sir Matt Busby was like,
still a good.
Matt Busby would never have wanted what the Glazers. He never wanted anything like that. What the Glazers. He always said Manchester United had to stay true to what we had to stay true. But yeah, listen, we could talk about it all day and night. There's going to be more. Tomorrow night, we'll see how the game goes. We'll be back with a video, hopefully.
Fletcher's at the wheel.
Big up. Yeah. I'm not bothered who takes over till the end of the season, to be honest with you. If it makes the fans happy, if Ollie comes back, let it be. You know what I mean? If some of the fans are happy, they're happy.
Good, Nuruddin. Good. I like this. I like to hear this.
For me, I just think the only thing that's truly ever going to make the fans happy is we get rid of the owners. If we get rid of these owners, that's the only thing that's going to make people happy. People, big up to every one of you. I want to say big up to Augustino. Make sure you check him out, Augustino, on X and on YouTube. Make sure you check out Jarvis at Tactical Devils on YouTube. And make sure you go and watch that video. Him and you just done a stream, yeah? Match preview, I'm guessing, Jarvis?
Yeah, and also the reaction from yesterday's show. I think that was a brilliant show. We went through a lot. Yeah.
Big up. People need to go and check that show out yesterday. Jarvis Burley is on X, is BOLE77 on X. Eski, you'll never see him anywhere else. Helga, you got him on there. Don,
you don't
on X.
It's getting funnier every time.
That's how it is. That's how I'm dyslexic. That's how I see it.
Conegliano.
Make sure you check Irfan out. Irfan Rainey on X, on an Insta. Big up to everybody. The debates will continue, will rage, but I'm not looking forward to nothing. I just feel as though, another season, another really season. Big up, big up, brother. Boxing straight. Well, son, let's go. Just enjoy the Ollie moment, but we definitely need the new ownership. It's simple. Yeah, but big up.
Like this, like they said in high school.
Yeah.
Like they said in High School Musical, we're all in this together.
Yeah, we are all in this together.
Just enjoy the atmosphere. Just enjoy the atmosphere. What are you screaming for?
Southerners try to do northern accents are the funniest. Listen, I enjoy the atmosphere. That's why I keep going back, because I actually like the fans. That's the way we sing the songs. Big up to Augustino, though. Free Palestine, Sudan, Congo, Syria, Iraq, Yemen, Lebanon, Somaliland, Venezuela. Free the world from oppression, man. People robbing people. And yeah, I stand with the people of Denmark getting threatened by Donald Trump. Solidarity with the Danish people, man. And the people in Greenland as well.
Yeah.
This is what the world is, a madman, mad people. So yeah, this is what we wanted. This is what capitalism gets you. This is where neoliberalism gets you. This is where the power is. So it is what it is, imperialism. But Jarvis, when you live tomorrow, you going live after the game, yeah?
Yeah, I would just do a short show because Stu is not available. So I will just do a 15-20 minutes reaction. But maybe I might jump on your show afterwards.
Yeah. No problem. Yeah, no problem. Maybe I can jump on yours for 20 minutes. Let me know.
That would be great. That would be great.
Yeah, let me know. Sending love to every one of you. Eski, always love, brother. Augustino,
come on.
Always love to see you. Love the shades. You know what I mean? As you're known on this channel, T-Pain. What's your name? Big up to you. Helgi, you're always the funniest. You need to watch the show back, Jarvis, and see Helgi's entrance. Oh,
Ollie at the wheel.
Helgi did it. Big up to Jamie Wing, King Sol. Big up to every one of you. I need to rest his voice and go to bed. Take care. Good night.
Take care. Take care.
Yo, safe.
Like on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. There he is. Look. I'm back.